Ladies with gentle hands, welcome to Trophy Hoarders episode 11. I'm joined today with Chris and also a very, very special guest, Mr. Consistent, John Calum.
Hello.
How you doing?
Very
I thought I was going to be left hanging there.
Mate, imagine we just left you hanging. Was that
It's
a
not the
video
first
game
time it's
special I'd
happened.
done that?
Yeah. Embarrassed me in front of the masses.
I'll need to get you again.
Well, thanks for not embarrassing me, John. Good to have you on. Thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule. I think it's probably, just as we're starting the pod, for people listening, watching, just a quick, who are you? I mean, most people should probably know who you are, but for the context of people that may not know, obviously, this is your elevator pitch.
My elevator pitch. Well,
Yeah.
I'm John Calum. Same name on YouTube. I make platinum videos. Generally, try to get every platinum 100%. So all DLC, everything. And yeah, I share my journey on YouTube.
Amazing stuff. Of course, if you are watching on YouTube or Spotify, the links will be in the description to John's socials and YouTube. But it's always easy when the name is the same on both.
Yeah.
So, but how have we been this week or past week, gentlemen? Have we been good?
Yeah, not too bad. Just
Yeah.
playing some really bad games.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we should probably talk about a mutual game that we've all played. We introduced last week and obviously the week before that the video game book club. We finally decided on a name of it. I know there was a few ideas floating about, but the video game book club, we're playing a game from PlayStation Plus that is decided from the magic wheel that Chris spins. And for this week, we needed to play Firefighter the Squad. Was it
Yeah,
2024?
Indeed.
Firefighting Simulator, the squad.
Right. Chris, do you want to start with your thoughts on your experience on the video game book club?
I mean, I played it for, I think it was, what did I say? I wrote it down as 3 hours and 20 minutes. And
So you've gone beyond the
3
cap
hours-
of 2
3
hours.
hours too long.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't change after the first 20. I should have just stopped there. But I was like, I'll go back, I'll clean up some easy trophies, and I should have just left it. Shouldn't have went
How
back
many trophies did you end up
there.
getting?
I think it was like maybe 17 or something. I don't remember. But mate, there was trophies that was glitched. Like you need to start the mission in a specific fire truck, and the trophies just weren't popping. And I was like, I'm done. Can't be honest.
Yeah, I had a weird trophy, well, a trophy glitch. Do you know the training that you need, or you don't have to complete it, but after like the first intro level, there's like 11 training things you can complete.
Mhm.
That trophy didn't pop for me. I sat there like an idiot for about 30 minutes trying to work out how to do the training because there's obviously no button prompts. And yeah, I didn't even get a trophy for it, so
Mate,
quite upset by that.
That was one of the trophies at the end. I was like, that's a pretty easy one. I'll clean that up. And like halfway through the training, I went, I can't do this anymore. It's just too much. I'm stopping.
It's awful. There's a luckily for you, you didn't get that far into it. But the very last training mission that you need to do, you use like do you know they've got like the ladders and the basket,
Mhm.
like where they like lift people up to get a cat out of a tree or whatever. So I was using that, and the controls were really, really stiff and confusing. Anyway, I've worked it out, and then it says put out the fire, and obviously I'm in the little basket, and I'm thinking, how do I put out the fire? Like I'm trying to like put the basket on top of the fire to like flatten it. Obviously that's not how you put out fires, but I was like, how do I, like it's saying use your hose, and I'm like, how? Essentially it's a tutorial, but there's no button prompt, so I had to Google how do I put out the fire in this training, and they were like, click L3 or something like that and it'll give you the hose. I'm like, was it really that hard to put that on the screen? So,
Did you play much of the training, John? Or did you go just straight into it?
I did the first level, the first like training level. I thought it was really bad because you're shooting your hose to where the fires are, but it only like triggers it if you get it in like the circle.
Mhm.
And if you don't get in the circle, it's basically doing nothing. So
Yeah, how long did it take you to do that first mission? Because it took me 10 minutes. See that little
about
garage?
15. Yeah, the
But the
gas.
fire would not go out, and I'm like right on the
Exactly,
fire,
yeah.
and then my AI teammates like that, shooting at the tree, and I'm like, mate, geese a horn.
there was like 3 people in one tree doing nothing.
Mate, not
Yeah.
doing a single thing.
Yeah, no. I stood at a distance trying to put out the garage, and as you both have confirmed, it wasn't working. And I found that I had to actually get into the fire. You can't set yourself on fire, which is a fun fact to know. Which
you can take damage.
Oh, can you? Well, obviously, I had the introduction buff, invincibility glitch. But yeah, I had to get right into the garage, and then the way that I managed to do it was wherever the AI was aiming, I just aimed at the same spot, and it seemed to have cleared it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really, really
Rough.
tough introduction.
Yeah.
My
And
AI teammates were useless.
I mean, when are AI ever useful? That's probably the better question in games.
And it's
how many
100 out of
missions?
platinum.
Oh, mate. It's like a 2 out of 10 difficulty. But mate, like I said, there were so many glitch trophies. See when you're saying about the basket that you go in, I get stuck in the basket. I couldn't get out of it. Even though the basket's on the floor, it's like you're too high up. You can't get out of the basket. I had to just shut the app, went back on the app, and then had to change my controls. You know how you get like control type A, B, whatever. I changed it to B. First time I played it, cool. Closed the app, put it up again, control back to type A. I was like, even like this simple stuff, it couldn't remember. Yeah. And I was like, mate, I could not do this for 100 hours. No chance.
I mean, some people have. So I
don't know.
I wonder if the people that play it are actually fire people.
They get aimed for their tough job of putting out fires and like I did on the PlayStation.
Yeah. But I mean, talking of all of the glitches, I've circulated the video clip to you gentlemen, but I did actually encounter a glitch. Like, you boot up the game and there's like the intro cutscene or in-game cutscene, and you're in a fire truck going to a fire, and I was soft locked. I wasn't in control of the vehicle, the AI was driving it, and I'm in the fire truck and it's just crashing repeatedly into another fire truck that is parked. And if I didn't need to play this for research purposes of the podcast, I would have just closed the game down, because how do you have a glitch within the first 15 seconds? Like, the user experience is awful on that.
How many missions did you actually do then?
2, I think.
2. So you never even got to like the electrical fires?
Nah.
Where it's like you need to find the breaker box. But I just assumed like the way it is in the UK houses, like the breaker box is inside. But in America, it's like somewhere inside, somewhere outside, which I didn't know. So mate, this fire just kept sparking up. And then eventually I just started running around the house. I was like, where is this thing? I had to Google it. And it's outside. And I was like, that is the weirdest thing ever. Like, imagine somebody can just run around your back and just take the power out. I was like, Americans are weird. Weird breed overall.
Right, the different types of fires, like, I don't know if you guys have ever done it from like working in jobs and whatnot. They make you go on like fire safety courses or mandatory IT things like that. Yeah. And I always remember like the fire one where it's like, oh, there's different fire extinguishers. There's like 6 different types. And like, I got to one of the training levels and it was like, oh, here's it's like fat with like a frying pan. It's like water doesn't work. It just makes it explode more. You need to use the right the right foam or things like that. So I was like, oh, real world experience is coming in clutch here.
All that training.
But I mean, speaking on that training as well, because that's the main thing that I did. The very first like training bit as well, it gives you the introduction of the tools. And I mean, this is more so for like the entire game actually, is all of the equipment is literally pick up and hold L2 or R2, sorry.
Yeah.
There was no sort of like difference in it. Like, it's here's a crowbar to open door, hold L2. Here's this magical tool, hold R2. Like, it was just, I was like, surely you could do a little bit more. The only interesting thing was the fire axe, where you actually had to like aim it and hit to break things. That was like pretty cool. But apart from that, it was just so much stuff, but very basic and not rewarding, or I don't know. Bit obviously disappointing, but what do we expect?
It was, mate, we knew it was going to be bad going in. It was a simulator game. You don't find many good simulator games.
No.
Well, my question is, because obviously I think House Flipper is probably the only real simulation game that Is that a simulation game though?
I mean, kinda, but I'm not on good terms with it right now.
No, okay. Well, that's a story for itself. But like, are all simulation games that bad? Like, should I be scared of playing another one, or does it get better? Are there actually some good ones? Like, is Farming Sim good? things like that.
I think Euro Truck Simulator is the popular one on PC. I think that and Train Simulator, but it's like, I mean, I'd find it boring, but there's somebody that probably wants to drive a train.
I mean, I've seen the truck ones. They look pretty impressive where they're like going around the really tight corner with all of the goods on the back, and it's like, oh, are they going to fall off?
I started Farming Simulator. Farming Simulator 23, I think it was. Terrible decision. Still haven't platinumed it. It's like 2 years later.
How many
Are
hours
you going to
is
go
that?
back to it?
Someday I'll go back to it. Yeah, I think it's about 50 hours-ish.
Mate. So
At least it's not 100.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I was going to ask you something, but I'll leave it till later because it may be a question later on. But in conclusion, nobody liked it.
No. It was bad. And also, Chris, you played a lot more than us.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get on with the map? Like, why on earth was it that like zoomed in and you couldn't zoom out? Like,
and it's also the missions don't make sense in order, kind of. Like, I guess it's more realistic that it's random, but it's like first real mission is a house fire where you need to save like 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a newspaper shop. Like a newspaper stand. Then it's like a
that's
hot
the one
dog
I did.
stand. And then it's like a big massive house again, and it's like there's like the progression doesn't make sense.
Yeah, imagine getting put into like a really complicated fire. Like, I don't know, like you expect like the first couple of missions, like you're still in a tutorial almost with prompts, but it does literally just do that training and then come back and play the game, and you're expected to know every single combination to put out a fire.
Yeah, I've done the training right at the very end, so not the
Yeah.
smartest thing.
In conclusion, game bad.
Game bad. Hopefully, for the next episode, we will have played a better game. We asked our special guest, John Calum, for a recommendation. What have you got?
So it's a game I haven't personally played, but I've heard really good things. So don't worry.
Okay, so it's a good game.
You're saved.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, you're in the good books then.
Finally.
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells. I've heard.
I don't know if you've played it, but
I've heard the name. It's like an indie game, I think. Is it side scrolling?
Believe so. Yeah, I believe so. It's an indie-ish game. Yeah, it's got It released originally on PS4. I think it's got a PS5 update.
I wonder, is it a difficult platinum?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, right, okay.
I think so. I think it's got loads of DLC.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. I feel like I've probably heard the name float about sort of in the trophy hunting realm, but I don't actually know too much what it is. So that'll be exciting. I like indie titles because they're obviously you never really know what you're going to get. It could either be awful or it could just be an absolute masterpiece. And I love stumbling upon something that's like really cool. So if it's not good, mate,
blame everyone else's reviews, not me.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, I haven't played it. I've just heard good things.
All right, we get a good game at least. I was worried we were going to get like a weird anime game or something.
Oh god, yeah.
So you're welcome back on the podcast. We can have you back for another episode. So good.
I'm looking forward to when we get an anime game. It's going to be the greatest day ever.
It's going to be horrible.
Chris is going to like just melt down.
Just
Hantsu Hunter.
Sure. Mate, even like the idea of having like one of them on my trophy list is like embarrassing. That's probably one where I would kind of put up a second account.
Really? Oh, that's where you draw the line.
Aye.
An anime game.
Weird anime games. Aye. I've seen what's on the PlayStation Store.
I hope it's a really, really weird one. Just to ruin your experience even further. Anywho, we've played Firefighting Sim, but what else have we been playing, platinum in, or any recent pickups as well?
Let's let John take it away.
So the last few weeks I've been doing Resident Evil 2. Did Resident Evil RE-verse before that shut down. And I've been working on another video, which is like a challenge video.
Ooh.
I can reveal it. But by the time this comes out, it'll probably be almost done. So
This
I'm
comes up
starting...
Monday.
It's fine. It's fine. So I'm starting with a free game and working my way up to a $70 game, incrementing by $10 every time. So 8 platinums in one video.
Right.
Ooh.
So yeah, I don't know if I should reveal the games. It's probably a bit spoilery.
No, keep that a surprise.
Keep the game secret. That's
so
I'm looking forward to
that. Resident Evil 2, how are you getting on with that? Because, mate, that is probably my favourite Resident Evil game. Resident Evil 2, the remake.
I think mine's it's either RE4 OG or remake. I grew up on RE4 OG, so
I've still not played the 4 remake yet. I've got it. I think it's back there, but I've still not even played it yet.
It's good, yeah.
I never played the original. I've played the remake, and I was completely blown away by Resident Evil 4. I can't believe that. Obviously, the remake is so pretty and whatnot, but assuming that the original still holds up, which I'm pretty sure it does, just like I couldn't get my brain around that there was that much in a game, like from the early 2000s. I was just like, gaming was so different. It's changed so much. Yes.
It was a real groundbreaker, RE4. Yeah. But yeah, RE2's it's not too bad. I've done 2 out of 4 playthroughs, or 6, 2 out of 6. So.
Are you going to try and combine your runs together? Because I know you can do that in Resi games.
So I've already got the trophy for speed running the game on standard in my second playthrough. So nice. I think I've skipped one maybe. So yeah.
What about any recent pickups you bought in new games? Excluding the video, obviously.
Nothing. Apart from the video, nothing. Yeah, I don't tend to buy new games much.
Yeah.
So yeah, outside of videos, I don't tend to pick up much.
Yeah. Leon, I know you said you were buying some games. But you've been planning on buying.
Mate, for the video viewers, you can have a little tour. If you're on Spotify, unlucky, go over to YouTube. But we've got, starting up, Dante's Inferno, bit of visceral games. Got Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast, and there's a bit of a fun story behind this one. I picked it up on eBay and put the disc in just to check that it worked, which, I wasn't actually doing with all of these second-hand games I was buying. And I thought, let me just check. And it just had an infinite loading screen. So I had to send that back, and then I ordered a copy from CEX, and it is in like pristine condition, which I'm absolutely gobsmacked by.
2 seconds. John, how do you pronounce that shop?
CEX, yeah.
Okay, cheers.
I know the advert says sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say Kex or CEX.
Yeah. I think we had this conversation on the podcast, like one of the first episodes. So I was just curious.
It depends how I'm feeling, mate. It's like when you get a McDonald's. Is it a Mackey's? Is it a Mackie D's? Like, it's just what kind of mood I'm in. Is it Kex? Is it CEX? Never sex. Say no to sex.
If you watch because I got the adverts for on YouTube a couple of times, and they say
they're weird. Yeah. I'm like, I don't think that's how you actually pronounce it. I think they're saying it to just get people talking. Like, oh, did you know that shop's called Set? Like, like how does that even run as an advert? Continuing, I don't know if you're into WWE, John, but I know that Chris would enjoy a little bit of SmackDown versus Raw 2010.
I've got that back there as well.
Yeah.
I think that's like the furthest back WWE game you can platinum, because everyone else has got the servers. You need to do online stuff.
Yeah, that's what my research concluded as well. And then the last 2 pickups are both of the Infamous games. So nice. Infamous 1 and 2. Been on a bit of a PlayStation 3 spending spree, which has been... it's really weird. I don't know whether to complain about the current state of gaming at the minute, the fact that I'm going back 2 generations now and enjoying it far more than playing a PlayStation 5. I don't know, it's just... I don't really feel like I need to play it that much anymore. Like, there's nothing on the PS5 really that I'm like... Oh, need to play this, whether it's obviously I'm going to exclude Call of Duty and FIFA because they're just mindless sort of
yearly releases. It doesn't really change much.
So I mean that's probably a debate for another time. I mean those are the recent pickups, but in terms of what I've been playing, it's been quite a mixed bunch, to be honest. I started with Indiana Jones. I saw Mr. John's video on that, and I thought, I've got PlayStation Premium now, so let me get the Indiana Jones. Was it Staff of Kings? I think.
Yep.
Really, really enjoyable game. Never played it before, and obviously watching your video and then saying, "Oh, I could do that." Very good game, very enjoyable. Popped into Ninja Gaiden 2 Black just a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's just
again,
released, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out probably maybe about a month ago or so now, so still fairly new. But it's one of those games where I really need to lock in because it is quite difficult, and I'm not that skilled at it. But I kind of like drop in, do a mission here and there, and then just like zip out. I've been doing a bit of grinding in the background on Saints Row the Third as well, so I'm hoping to get the platinum on that eventually. And I sent out a tweet. I didn't realize. I thought the game was broken, but because obviously you buy complete editions on PS4 and 5 now. Like on PS3, you'd have to buy DLC separately, and the new ones have DLC included. So I kept repeating these missions, thinking that they weren't completing, and it turns out they're DLC missions that are actually repeatable, which I had no idea. So my game was just stuck at 2% for like maybe about 4 hours of me just repeating the same thing, and I was actually going insane. So I'm glad I sussed it out and the game's not broken, so I'm actually progressing. I have obtained some platinum trophies as well, obviously Indiana Jones being one of them, and Megamind as well, Ultimate Showdown. I've never seen the movie, but the platinum on PS3 was quite the fun experience.
Yeah, I hopped into your stream while you were playing that.
Yeah, it was quite a fun game. I may make a quick video on it just because it was literally a platinum in like 3 hours, I think. So it should be an easy video. And then again, just more so the couple of grindy games in the background. I've been doing WWE, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi, so I'm streaming that as well, and also Dragon Ball Raging Blast. They're kind of like longer term games that are taking a lot of grinding and stuff. And then in terms of story games, I started Dante's Inferno, which has been pretty cool so far, and seems like it's a straightforward platinum as well. So conscious I've been waffling, so I'll shut up.
Is Dante's Inferno still obtainable? I thought there was one of the DLC trophies went or something.
Yeah, so one of the DLC trophies is now unobtainable because I don't know if it's the servers or you can't buy it, but yeah, you can't get the DLC, but the main game platinum is completely fine. To my knowledge, I'll scream from the rooftops if I can't get the platinum, but it should be safe to get.
I've just had a look. Yeah, it's one of the DLCs.
Yeah.
Is it Saint Lucia or something it's called?
That's it. Yeah.
Not a bad memory.
You've not played the game, have you, Chris?
No, I bought it. I watched.
How'd you know?
Watched the. I looked at the trophy guide like years ago when I bought it. But I watched the anime movie thing on Netflix. Is it an anime? You would call it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's cartoons.
But it changes like art style throughout it, so it's like different stages of hell have different art styles. But then like towards the end, they just go, we'll just stick with this art style. They stop changing it, so it kind of. But mate, it was like a decent movie. So I was like, I'll buy the game, make the video on it, and it's been sitting there collecting dust.
Yeah, you've probably got to be careful. I know some people have made videos on YouTube about it. I think, I don't know what YouTuber it was, but I watched them get the DLC before it shut down. Obviously, Platinum and DLC. It was quite a while ago, maybe like 6 months or so. But you got to be careful. There's a lot of boobies in it. So,
is there?
Install it now.
I'm just saying, like, I was looking at it and I was like, whoa, this game came out in 2009. Like, it's pretty realistic. So, but Chris, what have you been up to, mate?
Playing a bit of House Flipper. I really wanted to get a platinum for this episode, so I was like, I'll get a wee easy, quick one. And I've got 3 glitch trophies, so the platinum just ain't happening. It's for selling to specific buyers. I've sold to them. The trophies ain't popping, so I'm gonna need to just delete the save file, start over again. And I just ain't get the strength for it right now. I'm like, can't I?
Can you not sell to them again, or is it just completely?
No, it's like, see when you beat the game, and then you need to sell more houses to hit 50. I've done that, and I've sold the house to the 3 guys, and they're just, the trophy ain't popping at all. So, gutted.
Yeah, I didn't have any glitch trophies when I did that game, thankfully, but I did find it quite difficult meeting the requirements to sell to the right people because I just wasn't getting it, essentially, like getting the person I needed, which is kind of annoying.
So playing a bit of that. I tried to play Untitled Goose Game. I was like, that might be a quick platinum just to knock it out. But see, every time he honks, the dug goes off his nut. He's like, what is going on? He's like pure staring at TV, staring at me. And I'm like, right, I can't play this game, man. He'd done the exact same with Stray. I was like, right, I can't play this game. Finished Suicide Squad. That was like, we only had like an hour left. That is such a bad story. Like, gameplay, fun, but story just not good at all. Time Splitters 2, playing a bit of that. It's tougher than Time Splitters 1. The challenges, and so you need to do like all the challenges. Time Splitters 1, when you failed it, it felt unfair. Time Splitters 2, it's a skill issue. Like, I'm just not good enough to get it done. So, been doing that. PUBG, did I bring up the PUBG video last episode?
I don't think so. I think it was, you may have just told me offline.
Private chat. I was going to do a video, the hardest PUBG achievement, which is shoot the knee, kill 10 enemies with a crossbow. I was like, this will be a wee easy video, get it knocked out. I've played for like 7 or 8 hours, and I've not even found a crossbow yet. Like, so it's just, and it's like 5 minutes to get into a game. Each game's lasting like 20, 25 minutes. It's not fun at all, and I'm just like, I'm done. So that's another video. Scrapped. Started Dead Island
Down the
2.
line.
Aye, mate, that's gone. Started Dead Island 2, which Leon, you played. I don't know if you played it, John.
Not yet. No.
What do you think of it?
I'm actually kind of enjoying it. The combat's not as good as the last game, but I like hitting the fire hydrant. So then water goes everywhere. Then you get like the electric sword and just electrify everything. I think that the environment, like attacks or whatever you'd call them, is pretty cool. But it's the same sort of story I'm not really interested in at all. But it's a decent wee game, just co-op. I think it's one of the ones where it's like, it doesn't matter how bad the game is, if you're playing it with your pal, it's enjoyable kind of thing. So it's just having a laugh playing through it.
It looks good. Like, visually it does look really good. I mean, you're right that the story is nothing really to write home about. You'll probably have a better experience than I did if you are doing it co-op, because I found that the way that enemies scale their levels is quite broken and unfair. So I found more often than not then that I actually had to join a co-op game to get somebody in my lobby because I couldn't defeat some of like the harder enemies. It's really weird. And like, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you're trying to do a section and you die, everything that you used, sort of when it jumps you back to the checkpoint, say you had like 50 bullets, and you've used all of them, when you go back to the checkpoint and then go back to whatever you were doing, you've lost those bullets. I don't know if it's changed in a patch, but I just thought it was really unforgiving, and it's like, obviously your equipment can break as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
mate, that was so annoying. See, at the start, the weapons constantly breaking. I was
So if you're doing it with co-op though, it sounds like it will be fine. But that was just my observation as a guy with no friends. So
on your own.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much everything that I've been playing. I bought a new PS5 controller, and it's the new Midnight Black. It's just the regular black controller. It's the exact same as the black controller that I bought like a year ago. Mate, look, exact same.
I was going to say it's just a gimmick. Yours, if anything, looks a bit navy. I don't know if it's your lighting though.
Probably lighting. Look at us, bunch of goths with a black. But mate, I needed a new controller because I've been using the Astrobot, and because it's white and it's white thumbsticks, and it's like it just keeps getting like dirty and like grimy kind of thing. And I was like, right, need a new controller. Went on PlayStation Store. They were like the new Midnight Black controllers, all the new stuff, the Portal, all that stuff. I was like, Midnight Black, let's get it. I could have got it for like $5 or cheaper on Amazon or something. I didn't know that. So,
would you ever buy a second-hand controller?
Don't think so.
No. Even if it's from CEX, where it's got like a 5-year warranty or whatever.
I think it's less likely from CEX. I've seen the people that walk in there and give in their controllers, not a chance.
Even just the people that work there, that's bad enough.
Yeah.
But I think it's the same with headphones, earphones, the controllers. I wouldn't go pre-owned. It's got to be new.
Mm-hmm.
Would you
use regularly?
Would you have bought it pre-owned?
No, I probably would have went for new. I think if the saving was drastic enough, like, what's a controller, like 60 quid now?
65 I paid.
65. If it was like 30 quid, then I'd take a gamble. But if it was like 55 or 50, I'd be like, no, I'll just buy new. Because like you're not the gambler in me is like, the percentage of it is just, you just may as well get a new one. At least with a bit of a 50-50 split, it could be worth the gamble.
I feel like I'd have to spend a good 2 hours cleaning it just to make sure. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel though, whenever I've seen, because some of them, like, it's probably like the nicer controllers that are like a special edition, like your Astro Bot or whatever, like that they put out on like the cabinets that you see, like they look all right. Do you know, they've probably got some grubby ones out back for like a tenner, but I feel like the ones on display look somewhat decent, and they're not too hard to clean. Like I clean mine with like a little cleaning kit. It takes about 5 minutes.
You get a cleaning kit for your controller?
Well, it's. I don't know if you gents have ever done it, but if you've opened up your PS5, like pop in the hood and clean the dust out, and also if you've installed like a 1 terabyte or is it SSD or whatever the memory is.
I actually just bought this to clean my PS5 like the wee can of air.
Yeah. So I brought some cans of air last time. I think I said in the last episode I sort of installed it, but I've got this little. I don't know. It's just a little package of like various tools. It's got like the relevant screwdrivers to obviously open up consoles, and it's got like some, I don't know, cleaning pokey sticks and whatnot, and like a little dust brush. So it's obviously meant for consoles, but I just use it on the controller because I find you get a little bit of grime sometimes in like I don't know what to describe with the controller, like the middle bit, the slit. Yeah,
I get it a lot.
Yeah, the slit. Because obviously your hands are just constantly sitting there, aren't they? So it's just generating a little bit of probably sweat, which is quite grim. But yeah, I mean you can use a toothpick if you don't want to clean it. I've got like that's what I did before. But now I've got a little long pokey tool that comes in clutch. Yeah.
All right, so we've been talking about what we've been playing.
Well, actually, we're talking about what we've been playing, but actually, no, I'll let you do it, Chris.
I was going to say, there was a wee section of time where we weren't able to play games online. PSN was down. Very traumatic event. How did you guys deal with it? What did you get up to? Did it even affect you?
Nah. Physical on top. Look at all those games.
Well, how many of those games need internet connection, though, to even access?
I'd say most of the PS4 games are alright. Most of them. So, what I was playing, I wasn't affected, personally. I just sort of popped it in, because I wasn't playing any online games at the time, so it didn't really change anything.
I'm assuming you was getting trophies. I'm assuming the trophy pops were fine and just synced when the servers went back up.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't notice it.
At the start, my Time Splitters 2 never synced, and I was like, ooh.
Uh-oh.
Scary time, but no, it ended up syncing. I think I had to turn the PlayStation off and then back on, and then that kind of fixed it. But when I synced it and then went on PSN profiles, update profile, the trophies weren't there. And I was like, oh.
Such a scary thought, isn't it? Like, all of this hard work, especially if you've done like a really difficult trophy as well.
So John, completely unaffected. PlayStation Network did not affect you at all.
Nope. Physical on top.
I was actually away. I was up in Liverpool with the missus, so didn't affect me one bit. Yeah,
that's never affected any of us then, really, because it was a Friday night, so I finished work at like 10, got in, went, PlayStation's done, I guess I'll go to sleep. Woke up the next day, still done, so I took the dugout, and then played a bit of Time Splitters. When I get back, PlayStation was back on. So
yeah,
didn't affect any. It's good to see. I think some people in the comments of the Xbox clip were talking up the Xbox about how the PlayStation was doing. We were on our knees, no chance. Still playing away.
So nice. I didn't realise that the console wars still existed in big old 2025, but the people crawl out from under the rocks when the rarity of PSN going down, for instance. I'm sure the PlayStation fanboys.
Yeah.
I'm sure the PlayStation fanboys would do the same to Xbox if that goes down. But yeah, it's didn't really affect me. I know that people were complaining on Twitter about the demand for compensation, and I just thought, get a grip. Like,
it's been a day.
It's been a day. Like I get it. Like you know, people get home from work. They probably have the weekend off, like that's their time to play, or they could have, had plans. But it's just life, things like that happen, unfortunately. And I think it was almost generous for them to give 5 days of free PlayStation Plus to PlayStation Plus members, but then everyone that didn't have PlayStation Plus memberships were like, why are we being left out? You weren't fucking affected.
You couldn't play online anyway.
Yeah, like I guess they. Yeah. So it's a bit of a moot point, really. But I don't know. If it was for a longer period of time, I would have understood the demand for more compensation. But I was quite shocked that Sony said it was 5 days that we're getting for free on Plus. Do you know if they've addressed what it was? Because I feel like they've still not done that in my mind.
I don't think attention. So. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It's like just a bit of a flag. I'm like, oh, what was it? Was it just something on their end, or was it a breach? I recommended to everybody in my Discord. I was like, just change your passwords if you can, just in case. It's always better to be safe than sorry, because I think I might cry if I lost my account.
Oh mate, I'd be gutted.
Like, I think I've quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Were you guys on PS3 when it went down back in like 2011? Did that affect you?
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes, but I wasn't playing online much. So like apart from missing out on FIFA 11 for like a few days, didn't really notice it much.
What about you,
I wonder
Leon?
how long it was. I wonder how long it was down for. What was it? Is it definitely
24? Oh no, 24 hours. 23 days.
23 days? That 23 days felt like 23 years to me. Because was it not over summer holidays? I think.
It was April. Was it not?
Or was it?
Easter.
Whenever it was, I wasn't at school, or I don't know. Maybe I don't know. In my mind, I think that I wasn't at school and I wanted to play FIFA 11 with my friend, or Modern Warfare 2, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted to play multiplayer games and I couldn't, and I just didn't really know what to do because I wasn't really into single player games as a younger guy. I didn't really have the brain capacity for them. Not like I have it now, but
back then you had friends that you could play with.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'd play with my friends and I'd wake up every day, hoping it was there. I'd try the nonchalant gimmick of like looking away, being like, I don't care if you don't work, and it still didn't work. And I was like, fuck. So yeah, it destroyed me. It absolutely destroyed me back then. Like, I was just like, what's the point? I generally had to go outside, and luckily back then you could actually go out and play. Like, you could just go on your bikes with your mate down to the park. Obviously that doesn't really happen now, does it? I don't think.
Oh, you can still do that. Just
yeah.
We don't.
Well, we don't. I mean, it would be pretty weird if I just took a cycle down to the local park if PlayStation went down. Yeah. Did it affect you, Chris, or not?
I had a PS3, but I never really played it at the time. I was still on like Xbox playing with my pals. So, mate, I get like best of both worlds. Like, I get the compensation for PSN being done, or even like turning the PlayStation on. So, it's all good for me.
Yeah, because they gave a bunch of free games, didn't they? You could pick one.
Yeah.
It was 2 games you could pick out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
What was everybody's choices?
I picked Dead Nation and Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty.
Good choice.
Do you remember the other choices, or do you want me to tell you them? Because I wrote them down.
Tell me, yeah. I can't remember what I picked, to be honest.
Was Spec Ops on there? Spec Ops The Line?
No, that was PS Plus.
Okay, Burnout Paradise?
Wipeout HD, Infamous 1, Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty, Dead Nation, and Little Big Planet 1. This is according to Wikipedia. So,
okay.
Mate, I made the worst choices.
Did you?
I did that Dead Nation game. Because that's like a zombie game. It's a zombie game, isn't it?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that, and then that Wipeout. That's like a car game, isn't it?
It's like a futuristic racing game.
Yeah, I think I did that one. Yeah, I fumbled the bag there.
Yeah, I already had Little Big Planet 1 and Infamous 1 on disc, so I was like,
yeah, same.
I picked them. What did you go with, John?
I think it was Wipeout. And like you said, yeah, I had Infamous and Little Big Planet on disc, so it would have been one of the other two, but I can't actually remember. Maybe Dead Nation, but I don't remember ever playing it, so.
Mm-hmm. Like Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty didn't have trophies, I don't think.
Hmm.
So I never really played it a whole lot. Don't think I actually liked the game either.
Or Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, never really. Yeah, I couldn't get into it. Even when I tried the PS4 version, I was like, don't know, too old for it.
I'm looking forward to trying it, 'cause to me anyway, it looks quite cool on PS4 and 5. I've never played any of the games beforehand, but I feel like it just may maximise the consoles to the most. I mean, it could be shit, but I'm trying to be positive.
They try to push it. To be honest, I'm a big Ratchet and Clank fan. So.
Oh yeah, big fan.
Yeah, well, fairly. Yeah, I like the PS4 one. I like Rift Apart. That was good, and I've played the first one, the original first one. So I enjoyed them. Yeah,
and I couldn't get into it. It's one of the ones. It's like a weird one because it's like Ratchet and Clank. I couldn't get into. I was like, I feel like I'm too old. But see, Sly Cooper, I was like, oh, that's my jam. I can still play Sly Cooper. It's even though they're kind of similar, it's like just a difference somehow.
Yeah, I've not played Sly Cooper. I don't think I would vibe with that at all. I feel like if anything, it'd be Ratchet and Clank more. Like I've not played any of the classic, PS2 and PS3 games, because like Jack and Dexter, whatever it is as well. Yeah. There's like that, Sly, Ratchet and Clank. Not played any of them.
Spyro as well, maybe you would include that. Spyro, that's PS1 though.
Yeah, wasn't that GameCube as well? Was it on GameCube?
I wasn't a Nintendo.
Yeah, I think one of them's on GameCube.
Yeah, I feel like I have a memory of playing one of the Spyros and just being stuck infinitely on the first level because I just didn't know what to do because I was so young.
I absolutely hated. Have you both played Spyro then?
As a kid, I'm not the modern ones.
There's like a wee guy that runs around the map and he's super fast and he just has like the wee egg above his head running about. You need to like catch him and he's like like keeps stopping to taunt you. Mate, that guy just gave me nightmares. I couldn't stop thinking about him. Could never catch him.
Are you meant to get like? Is it possible to catch him?
I know you can catch him. It's just really hard for
just a skill issue.
Chris. I'd make big skill issue. I think it's because he taunts you as well. It's like, well done, mate.
That would push me over the edge. Yeah. Don't you think it's crazy though? Like the levels in kids' games. I don't know if you said on the podcast, but you've spoken about Toy Story in the past, Chris, where you got stuck on like that last level. Was it in the airport? Like the amount of games I think that I've played as a kid. John, weigh in if you've been stuck on any games as a young man and maybe you've revisited them and been able to smash it out of the park instantly. But it's like they are like, I don't know. I feel like children's games try to be simple, but they are actually can be difficult at times.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion is one for me. I could beat the game up until the final boss fight, and then I could never actually defeat Bowser. But if I played it now, I could probably beat the whole game in like 4 hours. So it's just one of those things. When you're a kid, it's like the hardest thing ever. But
what was it in that Bowser fight? Do you remember?
So you're like on the rooftop of the mansion, and you have to wait for him to attack, and then you can like shoot a fireball back at him or something like that. Right. But it was just whatever, my like 10-year-old brain just wasn't doing it properly. So
yeah.
Have you ever had the opposite where you go back to a kid's game and you go, how the fuck did I manage to beat this? Nah. I had it with Toy Story 2, where I was like, see the mission before the airport, it's like a big like elevator shaft kind of thing. And as a grown up, I'm playing it and I'm like, how the fuck did I manage to beat this as like a kid? Like, mate, I must have just fumbled my way through that game.
Yeah, I've had almost the like. I don't know if this is the opposite, but Little Big Planet, that's a kid's game, isn't it? You would argue. Like, was it 3 and up? Is it? I don't know.
Maybe 6. Yeah. Push it to 6.
Maybe 6. Anyway, like, I played it on PlayStation 3 and just had a really bad experience with it. Like, I just didn't understand how to do it at all. And I must have been, I don't know, maybe like 12 to early teenage years. And I was just looking at it, I was like, this is meant to be a kid's game. I was like, I actually just don't understand what to do or where to go. And I think that's why I know you like Sackboy, Chris, but that's why I'm Astrobot till I die. So I just didn't get on with a Little Big Planet game. I think I may have played another one as well, but just couldn't do it. Defeated me.
Mate, speaking of Little Big Planet, Sackboy, Astrobot, video game characters. If you're going on a wee night out, 3 video game characters, who's joining you?
Should we go round the table, go for one each, and then say our next one? Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Who wants to start?
I'll kick us off then. Mine's is. I feel like he's like the best pick. I think you got to go Kratos from God of War.
Oh, that was mine.
That was
That
yours.
was one of mine. Yeah, that was one of mine.
Mate, I feel like you can just like you get into any trouble, it's big man will deal with it, you know. Just leather every cunt. You don't need to worry about it.
Mate, it'd be like going on a night out of a brick wall, though. You just wouldn't be able to have a conversation. Like, where's the fun?
That's the other choices, mate. That's where the other choices come in.
All right.
He's just there as like my defensive, like my wee pit bull kind of dog. Where it's like Kratos, get. You want to kick me out, do you? No chance. Kratos,
also, I just want to see how much he can drink. Like, he could drink so much, so you could just push him all night.
That's going to be an expensive night out, though.
For him.
Yeah, for him. But I like the way that you've thought about this, Chris, because you're thinking of assembling a team of Avengers to go
an
on
Avengers
together.
Team. Yes.
I'm thinking solo, like 3 separate nights out with different people. That's how I interpreted it. John, how did you think about this question?
Same as Chris, yeah.
Really?
Dream team. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, me and the gang. Me, Kratos, and 2 others.
Mate, I just love a 2-man step. You just can't beat a 2-man night out. Best kind of move.
So who's the first man you're going out with then? Or lady? It could be a lady.
I'm going to say Riku from Final Fantasy X or 10-2.
Don't know anything about Final Fantasy, so I don't know if that's a good pick or.
I feel like it's a decent pick. She's just like really energetic. I feel like she would definitely bring like good vibes to a night out, and obviously probably get a lot of free drinks as well. So maybe that's a bit exploiting, but you know that's the way the world works, unfortunately. Yeah, I just feel like she'd be a very interesting person just to sit down, have some conversations with, and then just dance the night away.
All right, John, who's your number 2 then? I've still Kratos, so.
Yeah, it would be Kratos, and then probably Captain Price from Modern Warfare. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, 3. Yeah.
I didn't even think about him. He would be a good pick.
Mate, that was on my list.
Was it?
Yeah.
I just thought
he would, wouldn't he? I just thought he would love sinking a couple pints, and I reckon once he's got the feeling, he'd go out for a little boogie.
Captain Price on the dance floor. Yeah.
So my number 2 pick, right? I went with somebody. So I've got my guard dog. I was like, I need somebody charismatic. So I went Sully from Uncharted. I feel like he'd be a good laugh. Get steaming with him. He tells you all the stories. He would be an unreal wingman as well. I bet you he'd be. Might steal birds off you, but I think he'd be a good wingman as well.
Silver Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, keeping in that universe, obviously Captain Price was on my list, but I have brought some backups. I said Nathan Drake. I feel like it would be just like Sully. I think obviously Sully probably is going to be better at doing a wingman job, but I feel like Nathan Drake would also just be up for a good laugh. I feel like he's quite charismatic, just good vibes, you know.
Mate, I thought about Nathan Drake, but I was like, I bet you Sully's just more like a better laugh kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. The problem with Sully though is you're going to stink of cigars by the end of the night. You know, constantly in the smoking area.
That's where you chat up the birds, mate. Is in the smoking area.
Nah, I don't need no chat. I just need to show the dance moves. Secure an area and like there's normally a pole in a nightclub. If you just post up against it, you'll be fine.
Just chill out.
Attract. Yeah, exactly.
John, your third man.
Similar-ish. Joel from The Last of Us. If you're thinking like the figure to listen to his old drunk stories, I'd choose Joel.
I feel like
very interesting one.
Depressing though, do you know, Hank?
Okay, so Joel, this is changing
Joel
a little bit.
Before his daughter died.
Yeah, Joel. Well, maybe young Joel, but yeah, Joel in between The Last of Us 1 and 2, like the end of 1 and before 2 kicks off.
I feel like he'd still just be depressed, but it's just a different child this time. It'd be Ellie. Like, oh, she's not talking to me anymore.
He's more like settled, isn't he? He's content.
I don't know. I mean, I think he'd just be depressing. I'll be honest.
I don't think he would bring it up though. I don't think he would talk about his his little girl dying. It's not really something to advertise.
I reckon like a few pints in, that's when it's like sob story comes up.
Do you reckon? I reckon you could see the sadness.
Oh.
I just miss her so much. Just looks down at his watch.
Daughter, my second daughter just starts greeting constantly. Mate, you make that mistake, you ask him the time.
I was going to say, like, the watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got the time, mate. Yeah, last entry's at 12. Fuck.
Okay, not Joel.
How old was your daughter?
Not Joel, then. Who are we thinking? Chris?
I don't think you've played the game, but Larry Laffer from Leisure Suit Larry. Mate, I reckon he'd be hilarious. See, you don't even hang out with him, but you just kind of observe him, just firing into lassies and getting rejected.
You're definitely getting kicked out if you're associated with him.
You can't associate with him, but you can watch
biggest
him.
Perv.
Aye.
Biggest perv, biggest sleazeball ever. You're right though. Good entertainment.
Aye,
speaking of
my full squad.
Speaking of entertainment, as I'm striking Captain Price from my list. I'm pulling in my reserve. I'm going for Trevor from GTA.
Oh mate,
I feel like. Do you know in GTA when you just wake up and he's on the top of a mountain? Like I want to know what night out led to being on top of Mount Gilead. Like he can obviously. Well, if we can, I'd set up a little GoPro on front, like on our chest, so we just knew what was happening. But yeah, he can obviously drink a lot. He's obviously you may need to tread on eggshells a little bit, but he seems like he could be quite jokes. And as well, he's got that kind of Kratos aura about he'll get into a fight if you need a little bit of backup.
Kind of thing. I feel like he's the type of guy that would just hit you as well, though. Like, he just sees red and everybody starts swinging on,
Rampage.
Aye, rampage mode.
So, I mean, I think they're respectable people to go on a night out with, to be fair. I mean, just a little bonus question. Where would you go on a night out? Could be real life, could be a video game world, could be anything. Just a little bonus one there.
Yeah, video game world would be cool. Just not sure which.
Vice City.
I was going to say Vice City.
Yeah. Be a fun
shout. Yeah.
I still sure I don't know. But I was like Max Payne, maybe. Like Max Payne 3, the club, and that was kind of cool. When it's not getting shut up.
You sure you didn't want to say Horizon? I heard that's got a nice world.
I'm sure it does have a nice world, but it can stay up.
I was thinking of like the cyberpunk. I'd love a little bit of futuristic.
Is this including the bugs from Cyberpunk 1.0? Or
you just get one through
just get a car. Yeah.
No bugs. I don't know, I just feel like a futuristic setting would be pretty lit. Just walking into a club and just seeing a massive hologram of like people dancing and things like that. Pretty lit.
Yeah. John, were you going to change your answer for Joel? Did you say?
No, I'm sticking with it. I'd like to listen to Joel until the early hours of the morning. Once Kratos and Captain Price have passed out, Joel will be there with a whiskey. Even if it's a sob story, we can have a heart to heart.
As well, he can pull out his guitar. You can have a bit of music at the afters.
Play a bit of Wonderwall for Joel. You. Yeah. That's what you want at an after, isn't it? I'm just
exactly.
To be fair, the more it's discussed, I feel like Joel starts becoming the better shout. He's got a bit of everything, doesn't he? He's got entertainment as well. So
I just feel like I'd end up depressed as shit, man. I'll be honest. I don't think I could handle him. I need somebody that's upbeat that can kind of carry me. Well,
hopefully you've got some upbeat people for this next section, because we're doing the same question. Instead of video game characters we'd want to have a night out with, we're going to go with YouTubers. Could be past or present. Chris, you want to start us off? You got someone energetic?
No, but I've got somebody rich, Mr. Beast, 3 pints all night. Sorted.
Great show.
Beast.
The only thing is, it could end up going pretty bad, because it could be like, I'll pay for your pints all night if you do this weird thing. Then he starts making you do weird shit,
It turns out that he's actually spiking the beers as like a social experiment.
So it's a risky one, It could end up going really bad, having to do some weird shit.
You just wake up in the Beast games the next morning. How did I get here?
It's like Squid Games, that's how he captures people.
Yeah.
But what about you? YouTubers?
Mate, I've gone for an absolute UK icon, Joe Weller.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I just feel like I watched him growing up, and he just obviously his YouTube then was hilarious, and I still think he's quite funny now. I just feel like he'd be a good lad to have a night out with, and as well, he's pretty handy with behind the DJ decks, so he could always jump into the booth.
Was he a wee DJ?
Yeah, he's done like parody songs and things like that, and I think he's actually made a couple of like house or EDM songs, and he, funnily enough, like, was it last weekend's Valentine's? He did like a set in London with one of his, is it Elliot Crawford, his mate or something? It looked like one of the most weirdest DJ sets I've ever seen. There was probably like 10 people there in a very cramped room, but it seemed to go off.
I remember his was it the 2010 World Cup song where he was in blackface?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's about for like music that he'd done that I remember.
Could you imagine that happening now? Like the outrage? Because I don't think, obviously you shouldn't do it. Let's just make that quite clear. But it's like back then, I guess people didn't really. I guess there's a bunch of kids watching it, and maybe they weren't aware of like what that actually was. But you just wouldn't see that on YouTube now, like the shift.
Yeah, no, you'd get cancelled for a lot less.
Yeah.
But
Who you got, John?
Well, I've been on a few nights out with him, so let's continue the trend. Adam McDermott. Great night out.
You know, I thought
It's a
about
good
him.
night. Yeah.
I thought about Adam. I was like, he'd be cool. Just like sit down, pint, chat away. Seems like a cool kind of guy.
He'll stay up all night.
Oh, will he?
Yeah. He won't stop.
Yeah, I might sneak him in then. Because on my YouTuber list, I wasn't as confident. I was kind of like, just throw it together. But, mate, do any of you guys watch Simon Wilson? Do you know who that is? I was going to say he's English, he's Welsh.
Is he? Oh no. I was going to say, I thought he was the guy that goes on TikTok saying, "What's your dream?" But that's someone else, isn't it?
No,
That's a different Simon.
Does like travel videos and stuff like that. Where it's like surviving like Glasgow with no money, Dubai with no money, London with no money, stuff like that. But mate, he's just like a traveller kind of thing. And I think him with Mr. Beast could be a fun combo. You just wake up in the pyramids or something. Just something wild, you know?
Yeah, he's like, I know this great place. And Mr. Beast is like, okay, private jet.
I was in Rio de Janeiro 3 months ago. They had the amazing hot dogs or whatever Brazilian people eat.
Yeah.
And Mr. Beast will just be like, say less, private jet, boom, we're off, you know?
That's a good idea.
But they'd be a good wee combo. Leon, you're number 2. Who would it be?
I'm going to go for Max Mofo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Max Mofo.
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, he's somebody that I watched when I was a lot younger. He started doing content like prank calls, which I found really funny back in the day as like a 10-year-old.
Ownage Pranks. He done prank calls back in the day. He was massive.
Yeah, I think it was very similar like things, like just saying, "Oh, I've got like a shit in my burger" or something, and just listening to the McDonald's staff be like, "You what?" But yeah, I mean, since he has like his own podcast show called Cold Ones, and the entire premise
is he the
of
skinny
that
guy?
Yeah, he's the skinny guy. So he just fucking gets obliterated on the video, and he just seems hilarious. So, but yeah, I'd love to have a night out with him.
John, you're number 2. Who's it going to be?
So it's a 2 and a 3. It's you two.
2 and 3. Oh,
we're gonna go meet Adam.
Mate, now I feel bad you weren't on my list.
That's fine. But I'll take you with me. We're gonna have a night out. Yeah.
How did that? If you can reveal, how did that come about? The night out with Adam. Are you sort of like friends beforehand, or was it by chance you was in the right place?
So he's got a Discord server with his patrons. So once a month he'll do like a hangout online with us all. And then once a year he does a meetup. But I've now seen him a couple of times outside of that as well. So yeah, that's how it started.
Actually, really cool. Good idea. Nice to see the community getting together.
Yeah.
My number 3 was going to be Leon. But since I don't think he's going to say me, I'm changing minds to John. I'll go John.
Well,
you're gonna look silly in about 20 seconds.
Oh no! Watch me flip flop again.
No, so for my last entry, it's a little bit unfair, to be honest. I just put like all of the UK YouTubers, like we're us three are in a Discord server. Obviously, there's like loads of different people, but there's obviously quite a few UK guys, and I think I don't know. There's probably what was there like 6 or so. Like there's a decent group. So I just for all of them, all of the boys. I think it'd be pretty cool to obviously meet up and have a nice little.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, little session. So I don't know. Maybe this silly segment on a silly podcast can actually make a UK little meetup of the trophy tubers.
One day.
Watch this space. One day.
Let's do it. Mate, I've got some sort of podcast special, like episode 100 or something. Just every single guest, get them in.
Yeah. We'll just go to like the local pub, just like book a section in it, and we'll just have each person walk in for a pint, say their piece.
Is that what that Adam McDermott does, isn't it? It's like he books like an arcade bar or something, isn't it?
Yeah. He meets in Manchester, so yeah.
Manchester. There we go. Episode 100 plans already sorted.
Well, how long will it take us to get to 100? That'll be in what, like 3 years? 2 years?
I don't even know how long it would take.
Maybe we should lower that number, because I'm pretty sure we'd love to have a night out sooner than that.
Yeah, don't make me wait.
Yeah. You gents free next weekend?
Episode 50 then. What are we on now? 11?
11. That'll still probably be next year, mate.
Yeah, I know. We just can't have any American guests on. It's got to be all British guests.
Unless they're willing to fly over.
Yeah, we don't exclude, but we're not paying for the flights.
Yeah,
maybe if we get Mr. Beast, he can cover the Americans' flights. And obviously, there's a couple of guys from like Australia and New Zealand, isn't there, as well?
There we are, sorted. So
amazing stuff.
That's it. Nights out, all planned. And John, we've got a wee game for you. We never told you about this, so it's a little surprise.
Yeah, it could have been a drinking game as well, with a night out theme.
I made it one. Everyone he gets wrong, he's got to do a shot.
Oh, there you go.
So we know you're a big Star Wars fan. So we went through your 10 Star Wars Platinums.
Oh, yeah.
And we want you to guess the Star Wars game based off the Platinum Trophy name. See how well you can do. All right, no cheating?
No cheating.
All right.
Hands off. Yeah.
All right, so the first one will go between me and Leon. We'll name them. The first one is called Grand Master. What game do you think that is?
This could be quite tough.
Oh God, I'm sort of going through. So it's the 10 I've got in my trophy cabinet, right?
Yep.
I'm guessing.
You've platinumed them.
Yep.
So you've seen
Jedi Power Battles?
Yes.
Yes.
What a guy.
Yes.
And if you get any wrong, by the way, there is some bonus questions at the end, so you can make up for that.
Okay.
All right. So the next one that we've got is A New Hope.
Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order.
Correct. He's 2 for 2.
This one might be a bit more difficult. 100% complete.
Oh God.
We can give you a hint if you need it.
It'll be one that I don't care about the trophy list as much. It could even be like one with the no actual trophy icon.
It's a good game.
It is a very good game. It's quite an old game. That's the last hint.
Is it Battlefront Classic Collection?
No.
Do
you want to try again? It's on the PS3.
Oh, Force Unleashed.
Yes, Force Unleashed.
Yep.
Do we count that?
Nah.
I don't think so. No. I don't think so. All right, the next one then is called Marshal Commander.
That's Battlefront Classic Collection.
Correct.
Yes.
Now this is pod racing.
A Star Wars Episode 1 racer.
Yeah. I was like, if it doesn't get this one, I don't know what to do.
All right. This is, again, kind of a difficult one. Doesn't really give much away. It's just called Platinum Trophy.
Oh, God. Bounty Hunter.
No. Nope.
No,
Another
what
guess?
is it?
It
What
is
is
on
it?
the PS4.
It's on PS4.
It's quite strange, actually, a PS4 game being called Platinum Trophy. It's normally like a
Yeah.
PS3 trope, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to say?
It's not. No, it's not Squadrons.
No.
So it'll be one of the other. Yeah, go for it.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This one you should get.
Mhm.
Clone Wars veteran.
Oh, Star Wars: The Clone Wars,
Yes.
like the PS2 one. Yeah.
All right. I think you probably would get this one as well. It's Platinum Pilot.
That's Squadrons.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then the last one from me. Outlaw.
Ah, Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, there you go.
So
the
some of
best
them,
Star
are
Wars
pretty obvious. Yeah.
And then the last one, then to conclude, A Legend is Born.
So what game have you platinumed that you've not mentioned?
I think you may have said this as well.
Was that Bounty Hunter?
It is correct.
There we go. What did you get? 8?
8, I think. Yeah.
8 out of 10. No
It's
bad.
respectable.
Yeah.
You've got 3 chances to get some bonus
Yeah,
points.
you can get some bonus points here. So, again, Chris highlighted that I kind of wanted to throw in, because there's obviously a lot more Star Wars games that do have platinum trophies.
Yeah.
And I wanted to throw them in, but Chris did highlight that would be completely unfair to do so.
I had your
And
back, mate.
now looking at it, the name is called Congratulations of the Platinum Trophy. So I don't expect you to get this one at all, but if you've got a game that we've not mentioned.
Star Wars Demolition.
No, it's Angry Birds Star Wars. There's a platinum trophy for that. So, I wanted to test if you was a big fan, but a fun fact about that as well, not only is it a bonus game, but you've got a bit of trivia, that has had 3 recent players on, funnily enough, according to PlayStation profiles.
So no one's playing it, basically.
Nobody's playing it, no. All right, the next one is May the Force Be With You, Kyle.
Oh,
Any guesses?
Kyle. Is it? Yeah, Kyle from the Jedi Outcast games. Jedi, yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure which one.
Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. So I'd say you've got that
Jedi
one.
Knight games, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. And the fun fact about that one is a speedrunner got this platinum in 1 hour and 26 minutes. The average recommended time is about 12 hours. So there's probably some glitches going on there. But looking at the other fastest achievers, a lot of other people are sitting about 3 to 4 hours as well.
That could be like a video idea for you, like speedrunning a Star Wars platinum.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, yeah. Try to get on the leaderboards.
Yeah.
And then last up, we've got keeping Watto in business. Have I said that right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Well, that was episode 1, but
like, you did actually say
you've mentioned that.
You did mention this.
Did I?
Yeah. I think you mentioned it at the start of this section. About 2 minutes ago.
What is it? I can't. Drawing a blank.
Star Wars Demolition.
Oh, okay. So that one I haven't even turned on yet. I know nothing about that. But
right. Well, here's something to know. It's got 102 game owners and only 38 platinum owners according to PlayStation profiles. So
yeah, again, it only just got a trophy list recently, like last week.
Oh right.
Yeah, it just got added. So it's one of those games that released without a trophy list, and then they've retroactively added one, like down the line.
See, I bought Star Wars Bounty Hunter, like the PS2 version that doesn't have a platinum.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, they did the PS5 version that does have a platinum. I was like, brilliant. Didn't even put platinum on it.
Obviously, you've just said you've got the Demolition game downloaded. Could you see yourself going for Angry Birds Star Wars, or are there any other Star Wars game platinums that you're potentially thinking of doing?
So I've done the Lego ones as well. I've done Skylark Saga and Clone Wars. I can't see myself doing an Angry Birds one because it's just Angry Birds with a new skin, isn't it? So it doesn't really appeal to me.
Seems quite difficult as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I've ever actually played many of the Angry Bird games. Never get into it.
I feel like I must have played it on iPhone. That was like that Doodle Jump and like was it Cut the Rope? They were like the three games that had me in a headlock. I think Jetpack Joyride as well was another goated game from the 2010s era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any Star Wars games you'd recommend, or Chris, you included, but for me to play? Or you got any like recommendations? Or actually, no, for the viewers, for the fans, for us.
Good starting point. I'd say probably the Jedi Survivor games, Jedi Fallen Order. That's probably the most accessible.
Mm-hmm.
You still need to sort of understand the universe a little bit to enjoy it more, but swinging a lightsaber, it's good fun. So, yeah,
a good customizability as well on a Survivor.
Yeah,
customizing your wee lightsaber, your wee gun.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to.
Speaking of customization, out of interest, just off topic, have you played Knights of the Old Republic, John?
I played one of them. It was like the MMO one. I don't think it was particularly good.
Yeah,
so you've got like that's it. The Old Republic is brilliant. Sorry, no, yeah, one of them's really good. One of them's not. Anyway, I've played the not so good one.
You get Knights of the Old Republic, you get Knights of the Old Republic 2, then you get the Old Republic, and the Old Republic is the MMO one.
Right,
I never really get into it because there was like a certain point where it's like you need to like actually pay for it monthly, and I was like, nah, no chance, I'm not doing that. But mate, Knights of the Old Republic 1 is like one of the best games I've ever played. I love it.
So
and you're a big Star Wars guy, so you'd like
Have you got a Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can actually get like a double pack of number 1 and 2 on the Switch. That's what I've done because it's an Xbox exclusive, isn't it, Chris? Maybe PC as well, but it's obviously quite an old game. I think it was like original Xbox for the first.
I mean, it is an old game, but I don't think it was exclusive to Xbox. I could be wrong. I played it on PC like 15 years ago or something.
Yeah, but
it's on PC.
Yeah, if it's available on PC, but it's also the only way I could play it was on Switch. But yeah, it's definitely one I'd recommend. Quite fun.
It's one of those ones you'll lose like 60 hours on it. But you're a bigger Star Wars fan, so you'll probably lose even more than what I did.
Yeah,
but
it's
one of those RPGs that just takes you right into it.
There was a rumor of a remake, wasn't there? I don't know.
They announced it, and then it's been cancelled now. Which I was gutted. I was so looking forward to it.
It's one of those things where it flip flops between like being cancelled, being revived. I think it's obviously most recently been confirmed cancelled, but I know they're still trying to push and work for it, aren't they, to make it happen? But I don't know. It just sounds like development hell, whatever was going on. But really gutted that there's. I just think, imagine a PlayStation 5 Knights of the Old Republic game, like it just blow my mind.
Especially if they changed the combat on it, it'd be so much better. Like modernised it.
Modern combat, yeah. But isn't who are the people that made Heavy Rain? Is it Quantic whatever those people? Yeah, aren't they working on a Star Wars game? Or is that...
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Surely that will probably be like the next. I don't want to say best, but good. Right? Surely.
I don't know. I thought Ubisoft might do a decent Star Wars game, and I was wrong on that one. I don't know what John thought about Outlaws, but I fucking hated it.
It was okay. It was like I enjoyed parts of it, but it was just Ubisoft sort of 101. So yeah.
I didn't like the main character either, the lassie.
Nah.
I was like,
no,
could not enjoy it.
I've not had the luxury of playing it. It's one of those ones that I saw. Obviously, everyone was like a bit. They had their concerns before release, and then it released, and a lot of people's concerns were true. And I just didn't want to splash full price. So I think it's a game that I'll probably play if it came onto Plus or pick up on a sale for really cheap. Because I don't know. I know it may not be the best, but I'm still intrigued just to try it out to have a look. A little look-see-loo.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next segment where we get to play 21 questions with John. And first question, as soon as Leon said you were coming on, I was like, I need to ask him this question.
Yeah.
Is John Calum your real name, or is it like a stage name?
It's my real name. It's not my full name. So Calum's my middle name.
Ah, right, okay. Because mate, I was like, you're not worried about like getting like doxed, swatted, like personal life, like because mate, there's some weirdos on the internet.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Well, if people search John Calum and then where I live, you can't really find much. You're fine. It'll be all right.
Sorry. Because mate, I was thinking
diligence.
people will just find him on Facebook, start hitting up his mum or something, you know.
Feel free.
Just fire in.
Yeah, it'll just be funny. I don't tend to get too bothered about it. Like my Instagram's the same name, you know. That's me. So if people want to track sort of my personal life down, they can. But there's nothing really there. It's just
quite open about it all.
Yeah, same as what's on YouTube. So
yeah,
that's good.
So good outlook, because some people try and really keep it really distance, don't they? Like top secret, sort of, you know.
Yeah, because
so much too. It's like a VTuber, like not even a. Do you know what I mean? Just like a little character.
It's my first YouTube channel, and my PSN name was literally just my full name. And then wasn't until last year I was like, should probably change that just in case, you know, just play it on the safe side, just in case anybody wants to get me in trouble at work for anything I've said about Nintendo or anime or, you know, whatever else I've said stupid on here.
Yeah, but I heard that your boss is really into anime, Chris. So
my boss is a fucking weapon, mate.
All right, so the next question I've got for you, John, is. Have you tried buying the username on PlayStation, John Calum? Because I can see that obviously your PlayStation profiles is John Calum _. Yeah. And I just thought if you actually want your name, unless that is already you.
That's me. That's one of my old accounts.
Is it?
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah. So, can I change it? Because the problem is the trophies, right? So can I change that account and then change my new account to that name, or
because I made that mistake. Because my second account, I changed that to Castromo, and then I was like, when I change when I change my main account, I'll just swap it all around, but it doesn't let you because it's like that name's now tied to that account, so no matter what. So now I'm Castromo YT, and I need to live with that mistake.
Yeah, I could change it to John Calum YT, but whatever.
Well, at least you're in somewhat ownership of the John Calum name, at least, because you know some people, you know, try and I think of like really famous people when they're trying to like buy a website or something, and it's like we want .com and somebody's taken like the brand name or whatever, and they're wanting to pay like hundreds of thousands of dollars to get the name. So at least you got it.
I think you get up with Instagram handles. I think people pay for Instagram handles and stuff like that. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
So you're going to be going for 100% completion on your PlayStation account eventually. But is there like any eventually one day you'll get that? But is there any like games where it's like hard games you would like risk that 100% for? If you know what I mean.
So I've already started Super Meat Boy.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that is a bit of a risk, but I think I'll do it.
Do you like try it beforehand, or were you just like, I'll try it?
So back when it released, I beat it without trying to go for trophies. I just played it and enjoyed it and beat it. So yeah, I felt like I know I could beat it. I think my first trophy on this account is the Deathless Run on the first world.
Oh really?
So yeah,
mate, I was like at Super Meat Boy.
I quite like platformers, so I think that's a big one that I'd be okay with.
I was going to say, if you're into it, I guess it makes it a lot easier. Because if I was to play it, I would just have complete head loss and just, obviously I'm not good at it and nor do I like it, so I don't want to continue pursuing it.
I actually played a lot of it on the Vita. That's how I played it the most. Yeah.
Mate, I've not touched my Vita in ages.
Do you think it'd be easier to, I'm assuming, is the Platinum like, does it feed between console and Vita, like trophies?
The trophies feed between, I don't know if your save does. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Because to me, a game like that suits being on a smaller screen, I find. I might be weird in that, but I don't know if you find a difference of what you prefer. I know for content, it's probably easier to record your PlayStation.
Yeah. So. But originally, I played it on the Vita, yeah.
What about, you get any like PS3 games where it's like you're scared about servers going down? Because mate, sometimes servers just go down, but even like a heads up, like Little Big Planet 3. I know that's PS4, but it just went down, no heads up, no nothing.
Yeah, I tried to get them done as soon as possible, like the online sort of thing, but it is always scary. If you start a game, it's like, right, the online, I need to get that done as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's, yeah.
Yeah, because I think you done Battlefield 3 as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, that was horrible. What a grind that was.
And Bad Company 1 and 2. Bad Company 1, especially.
Oh, mate, I never really liked Bad Company. You know what, I bought it like a few weeks ago and I was like, I'll get a shot. Well, I know I can't get the platinum or anything. But see, like the field of view, it's like so tight that I was like, it's just, I couldn't play it. I was like, it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Do you like Battlefield games?
I mean, I might get some stick for this. When I was doing Battlefield 3, I didn't enjoy it. I thought it's aged really badly, or it just wasn't that good. So, Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 were pretty good, like the PS4 ones, but anything before that, not so much.
Battlefield 3 was hard to go back to. Like, it did not hold up well at all. Battlefield 4 still looked pretty decent though. What I remember when I done it. When did we do it, Leon? Was it 6 months ago, maybe?
I'd say it's probably a good 6 months ago. It was definitely over the summertime. Yeah. The platinums were popped, but we was grinding like for a few months before, weren't we? Just on and off.
But the thing with Battlefield 4 is the DLC trophies would be a pain. So I would just stay away for that one.
Yeah, I'd say 1 and 5. I think it's 1 that I enjoyed the most in terms of multiplayer experience. I think that was like the funnest. And is 5 the most recent, with the exception of 2042?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, I think 1 was my favourite, but Hardline was pretty cool. I thought. Obviously,
Hardline died pretty quick after it came out.
People just hated it, but I was like, "Oh, this is different." And sometimes when people or developers release games, it's like it would be so good if it didn't have Battlefield in the name. It's like they've only used it, obviously, for promotion purposes. But it's the same with like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If you just called it Valhalla, dropped the Assassin's Creed name, it may have not have been as popular, but I don't think it would have got the stick because people was expecting Assassin's Creed. And I think it's the same for Battlefield Hardline. Like I thought that was quite a fun little game.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Well, speaking of games, what is your dream Star Wars game, John? What's like the most perfect game they could make for you?
Rogue Squadron 2 remake or remastered, I'd say. So the original Rogue Squadron 2 on the GameCube. That's what I played. That was great.
I don't even think I've heard of that before.
I'm not too sure not too sure what that is.
Basically, it's mostly a flying game. In fact, Rogue Squadron 2 is completely a flying game. 3 has a bit of ground combat. But like, for example, the first mission in it is the Death Star trench crawl with Luke. So you just play that, basically. So, and it still looks pretty good even now. It just needs a lift.
I always thought, say, like a horror game on like Kashyyyk or something, where you're like a stormtrooper, like last man try to survive kind of thing. I thought that'd be cool. What's that game on Battlefront 2? You know what I'm talking about?
I was going to say, Ewok Hunt or something like that.
Yeah. Mate, I was many times I was playing Ewok Hunt, and I was like, this would be so good as like a single player game.
Yeah,
just like a good wee horror. But what is your favourite Star Wars Platinum then? Out of the 10 that you've got? Oh no, in fact, more than 10 on Lego.
Yeah, I would say the Lego. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say the Lego ones. Skywalker Saga sucks. It's so long.
The original trilogy, though, I played that on 360. I know it's
that's
platinum. It's not got trophies, but that was good back in the day.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's one of my favorites as well.
I mean, what is it? Skywalker, the big? Is that the one you've got the platinum for?
That's the new one. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a good game, but I feel like obviously as a platinum, it's not a good platinum, is it? But as a game, it's good. I thought
it's okay. The thing is it's not as replayable as the original ones. I'd say, like you can only play through the story once, and if you want to enjoy the story again, you've got to delete your save and start again. Otherwise, you can only do the missions. You can't sort of play the story from start to finish without doing that.
Oh, I didn't know that. That does suck.
Yeah,
I've not even played that yet. Did we get it on PS Plus?
Oh,
not sure.
I think we might have. I don't know.
I own it, but I don't think I bought it.
Yeah, because I remember buying it, and then I remember seeing it. Maybe it was on like a really good sale, but I remember seeing it, and I was like, "Oh, why did I buy
I think
this?"
it was on Plus actually. Yeah,
was it?
Rings a bell. Yeah. So yeah, favorite Star Wars Platinum. Probably Battlefront 2.
Yes. Mate, there was some trophies on that were annoying. See the flying ones? I can't mind what it is. But it's
You've
like
got
50 kills with like the big ship.
Yeah, so you've got to destroy the big ship with the little one, with like just an X-wing. It's not too bad for me because so Squadrons is a flying game, so I quite enjoy the flying games anyway. So I didn't find that trophy too bad, but I know a lot of people have problems with that one. So
yeah, I struggled with that. I did not enjoy the flying. I just done the 2v2 hero mode.
Yeah,
I just played that. That was my jam. I liked that.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So moving aside from the Star Wars, obviously your platinum trophy list has quite a lot of variation in there, and we saw quite a lot of Final Fantasy platinums on your trophy list, which is music to my ears. And we just wanted a platinum recommendation for us to platinum. So what Final Fantasy game would you recommend that me and Chris get the platinum trophy for?
So I've only done 1 to 7 because I started from 1 and sort of I did 1 to 6 all in like a month, and then I've done 7 and 7 remake. So out of those, it'd be 7 remake. That's like the entry point, the one to get into. But
is that a difficult platinum?
A wee bit, I'd say.
It's long. I'm not sure if it's too difficult because you got to beat it on hard, but you sort of you can do New Game Plus, and by the time you sort of get past the first boss on hard, the rest of the game's just like playing it on normal again for me. So
yeah, so I mean I've played quite a few Final Fantasies. I've not had the luxury of platinum in the remake one. I've only done I think 15 and 16, so the easier ones you could say. And 7 remake, just I don't know. I thought the way that it's structured on the hard mode was a bit too difficult for me, and I just switched off. But that was quite some time ago. I think for me the hold up was getting the different dresses. There's like a trophy for 9 dresses, right?
Yeah.
And I've since learned that you can actually not cheese it, but there's a easier method or quicker method to obtaining them. I thought you needed to play it or repeat it quite a lot, and I just thought I'm not sitting through 4 playthroughs. I enjoyed the game, like fantastic game, but yeah, it did put me off. But Chris, it's a good one for you, mate, or for us.
Yeah, I'll get a bash then, because I've said
clean
before,
that up.
I'll get a Final Fantasy platinum. So we'll see how 7 remake goes.
I mean,
is that your
far the
favourite?
easiest is the original ones. By far like if you do Final Fantasy 1, you'll do it in like a few hours, and you sort of get a feel for it. So that was a good place for me to start, having never played it.
Right, so you never played it before going for the platinums?
Oh. Yeah, I started with 1, and that was it, and then 1, 2, 3 onwards. So that was a good entry point for me. It's just I think the most interesting platinum is 7 remake.
Yeah, what was the reason for you, sort of having never played a Final Fantasy game? Did you just do it for the sake of it, or was there sort of a
Yeah, just wanted to see what it was about, really. Yeah.
Would you say you're a fan now of it?
Somewhat, yeah.
All right. Well, we've got our Final Fantasy game to play. So the next question is, what is your first platinum, and like how did you get into trophy hunting, K9?
Oh, so it was on my old account, because this account has only started about 5 years ago. It would be FIFA 16.
FIFA 16?
Yeah. And it was because my cousin started to get into trophies. He was telling me about how he's got platinums in whatever it was, Fallout 4 and stuff. So yeah, that was it. He sort of told me about it, and from there on.
And look at you now making YouTube videos about it.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
I was going to say, as FIFA platinums go, I've also got 16, and it's not the worst one, is it?
No.
Obviously there's some online stuff, but you're looking at, was it FIFA 11 or 12, where it's like get an informed player in a pack, like
pay to
it's
win.
not happening. literally. So yeah, it's a pretty good one to start with, to be fair. And I think that era of FIFA as well was, like, for me anyway, quite good, because like all of my mates at school were playing it. Yeah, it was good vibes. Next question then. What are your YouTubing goals for this year and also the future? We would want to put in like a bit of brackets here that we kind of want to exclude sub count and full time, because I feel like that's more or less everyone's goal is, the 100k plaque and full time.
Yeah.
But sort of like the goals, are you working on any like really big projects, anything that's almost, going to shake up the scene, things like that?
Yeah, I think a big goal sort of is try and be a bit more creative with the ideas. So I did the A to Z, which had been done before, but that was a big, cool video. So maybe something similar to that, but make it sort of original. So the new one I'm working on it sort of has been done before, but not really. No one's got the title that I've got. It's a new sort of ish concept.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that. And I think 2 videos a month is like a good target for me. So
I was going to say, I said at the start of the podcast, Mr. Consistent, because going into this new year, it just seems there's always an upload, which is not always, like it's a really good thing, because obviously outside of this, I do watch your content, and I'm just like, from the fan side, it's like, yes, there's another video, like he's fucking on it, because obviously I understand editing is quite a lengthy process, and some YouTubers take a month or 2 months to upload like bigger projects. It's just good to see content flowing, and hopefully you're going to continue to grow.
Try to. It depends on the game as well.
Speaking of content, is there like anything else you would like move it and like do it outside of gaming? Like maybe like movie reviews, just shit on the sequel trilogy, maybe,
It's not a bad idea, actually. Star Wars shit. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind doing that sort of thing, like movie reviews and sort of just talking about what's pissing me off at the moment. Maybe with Disney, and like they put out a new. Doctor Who's been cancelled, and I didn't really watch any of it, so maybe just like commenting on that.
I
didn't even know.
You didn't even know?
Didn't even know that.
Yeah, it got cancelled the other day.
Really? Damn. That's like, isn't that like BBC's like big thing though? It's always guaranteed a hit, right?
Yeah, but no one's watching it anymore because.
Did they not just get a new guy in though? Like some black guy? They get a new person in.
Yeah, he's done one season and it's gone.
He's meant to be quite good, isn't he? Like people. I mean, he seems like a good actor, but maybe he's not.
He's a good actor, but it seems like what he's doing doesn't really fit Doctor Who. So a lot of hardcore fans are sort of tuning out, basically, which is why it's been cancelled.
Are you obviously quite into Doctor Who then?
No.
Or, no,
no, not really. I just sort of stay on top of that sort of thing. Yeah. But yes, maybe that, or if not, sort of like vlogging, but not really. Sort of, I don't know, food reviews and Weatherspoons tours and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Just in real life stuff.
It's funny you say that about Weatherspoons reviews, because me and my girlfriend have this little game we like to play, and it's whenever we see a Weatherspoons, we have to go into it, not for the pint, but to see what the carpet is, because obviously every single Weatherspoons has a different carpet of like some unique pattern, and we just go in and we go, oh, what are we giving that 1 out of 10? So
that's a good one, actually.
It's great fun. And out of interest, what's like the most interesting Weatherspoons you've been to?
So there's one in London and Putney I've been to that was quite cool. That sort of it's basically a giant circle,
right?
Like a dome, and it's by the river. So that was pretty an upper class spoons, if you will.
Ooh, do they play music in that spoons? Out of interest?
Not that one, no.
Because have you been to any Weatherspoons which have music?
Yeah, it's the odd one. Yeah.
Because I didn't realise they existed.
Yeah.
And my mind completely blew. I was like, what? You can have like a dance and also cheap drinks?
Yeah, so there's one in Kingston, which is in London as well. That's got a dance floor because it's opposite a nightclub. So on a Saturday night, that'll turn into like a mini nightclub. And the one where Adam does his meetup on a Saturday night, that turns into a dance floor as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Because locally to me, they're all, pretty boring. Just sit. I mean, I think it's good. I think you go obviously for cheap drinks, but also just have a bit of a chat before you move on somewhere else. So that's all I've experienced. And I think there's one in Liverpool that obviously has a DJ and whatnot and a dance floor, which is pretty sick. And
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I went to one in Manchester somewhere as well, and it didn't have a DJ or anything like that, but it's like it was almost like a theatre. Like you went upstairs and it was like this. It was almost like Harry Potter. It was so bizarre the way it opened up. It was crazy. Anywho, Enough about Weatherspoons. Yeah, maybe that's where we'll do our meetups.
Absolutely,
that's where our night
Weatherspoons.
out's going to be. But if you could, I feel like I may know your answer to this one. But if you could add trophy support to one game, what would it be? So we're talking probably about maybe a childhood, PS2 or GameCube, something like that. Obviously, a game that has no support at all.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
In terms of like GameCube and stuff, there's obviously retro achievements. So it's something that sort of exists, but not really. It's not the same as getting a platinum, but it's still, you can still 100% it if you want to.
Yeah.
In terms of trophy support, though, Aspire, my buddies who send me the Star Wars games, Rogue Squadron trilogy, I need it.
Ooh, a trilogy.
Yeah.
Have you been in contact with them about this? Do they know?
I don't know if I'm still in their good books after I shut on Jedi power battles, but
do you know what? I appreciate YouTubers that are honest. So when I saw that, I was like, good on them for not just rimming it the entire time, saying your opinion. Because I think it matters, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If they're making other games and things like that. But yeah, may not be in the good books, but
yeah.
make it for him, please.
Yeah,
make it. Yeah, please. I will pay you so much money for it.
Speaking of being in the bad books, I don't even know if you've received any, but I mean, I imagine most people have. What's the best hate message you've ever received on YouTube?
I couldn't name it off the top of my head. I couldn't name it. I tend to get some that I wouldn't even say it's best ones. It's just stupid ones. It's just ones I read. It's like, random. What are you even waffling about? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, if I do get any, I just sort of click off and forget about it or move it over. But yeah, don't tend to get too many.
I love the random messages. Do you ever get the guy where he just tells you like every trophy he's ever unlocked? He gives you like the big list of every single platinum he's ever had, and it's like, never asked, mate. Comment, delete, fuck off.
I used to feel special with those kind of comments, and then I realised that people like that go over to every other content creator and copy and paste the same thing. Yeah, hell yeah.
I've still not had them.
You still haven't
seen
Renee?
Never had them.
So a bit of lore. Have we touched on Renee in the pod, Chris? I don't think we have. Have we? So within the trophy hunting community, there is a person called Renee, Reenie, R-E-N-E, is that right? Essentially, they are pretty much subscribed to every single platinum YouTuber besides Chris. And
is he something you as well?
Yeah, he started on me.
Not
started. Sorry, he left a comment on my video. But the weird thing is that I mentioned in a Discord server that I've never had this person comment on any of my videos. I upload a video and instantly the comment, I think I uploaded a video a day later, and the first comment after a second of posting was this person. And I just think within this private YouTubers Discord server, there might be a bit of a mole. I know there's been a few accusations. It might actually be John himself. Because you want to own up to it.
I assure you it's not. me and Renee have had some beef over the few months.
Oh, have you?
See, that's what makes it believable to why it can't be you, but I think it might be.
He's actually found my second channel. My second channel
really?
With 55 subscribers. One of them is Renee, and he comments on every second channel video now as well.
I've seen that. That's like your long playthroughs, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
cut
up stuff and whatnot.
Are you the guy that had the beef with a beaver in the Discord? Remember that? Was that you?
Trophy Beaver, sort of. Yeah, sort of. I was involved in
something. He kept changing his name.
Yeah,
Lord Beaver.
Remember, I'd go on it and just be like, he's posting shit again. He's commenting. He's starting stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember who else it was. I think it was Seg and Rifrino, Chris.
Right.
But yeah, I can't remember the ins and outs. I just know he was just being a bit weird with everyone. So
yeah, I think he wanted to own the idea of reviewing a trophy list before the game came out.
That's right. Yeah, that's what he did.
So this is all the stuff, but it'd be like games he hadn't even played. He'd never played the series before, so he'd be like, "This trophy in Yakuza's probably really easy," and it's like, "Man, that's going to take you 20 hours grinding just to get at him." And then it's like, as soon as somebody else done it, he was like, "You're stealing my thing. Like you can't like get your own thing." It's like, mate, the fuck.
I saw it because someone did it for a Star Wars game. I think it was like Battlefront Classic Collection. Someone did the exact same thing. And this guy's got like 100,000 subscribers. He's a giant Star Wars channel.
Yeah.
And Trophy Beaver comments and he goes, "Stay in your lane."
That was it.
How many subscribers does this Trophy Beaver have?
I think he deleted his account.
Yeah, I can't.
Really? He kept changing his name.
He did hit 1,000, but I don't think he's got it anymore.
He was an interesting guy.
I was going to say it's always what's it? Bench players talking like starters, should we say? Anywho, Renee, if you're watching, can you drop a comment on Chris's next video?
Please, thanks. Come on.
Ruin the retention there.
10 seconds time.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of videos, John, have you got a best video or like your most proudest video?
Probably my A to Z, I'd say. That's a good starting point. Yeah.
How long did that take you from like start to finish? Like, I'm talking about, starting the first game, that process, and then the editing process, because I can imagine that would probably be a lengthy one, no?
Yeah, I mean, filming it was a month, so yeah, I'd say like 2 to 3 months, maybe.
Yeah, because I remember watching it, and you obviously at some point in the challenge, I think you got a haircut.
Yeah,
because I was watching it, and I was like, wait, what's happened here? I was like,
changed.
He's got a trim. He's got a fresh trim.
So originally I was planning just firm it all the way, just see my hair eventually just grow out to here, and then it got to that length, and I was like, I can't do this. I need a haircut. So
yeah,
because I seen
should have addressed that.
Adam McDermott done like the opposite of that. Where was it, The Witcher maybe? Where it's like he was completely bald, completely shaved, and then it's like just the progression of time his beard comes in and stuff like that. That's so cool, man. I wish I'd thought of that.
Time lapse.
But why did you get into making videos? How did it happen?
FIFA 13.
Ooh, FIFA videos is what you started on.
It was.
Is that is that the KSI era? Is that when that?
Yeah, around then. Yeah, because he was doing FIFA 12, and then I think he blew up big in FIFA 13. So yeah, it was around then. I did a video series called One and Up, which is like you score a goal for a player, and then you upgrade your team around them, basically. But I was 13, so I sounded like a child, so no one watched it. So
I did a very similar thing. It was probably on the same FIFA or somewhere in that period, and I think I called it Pokemon FIFA. So I would, if I got a win, I'd start with a bronze team, and if I got a win, I'd get to upgrade, or evolve a player to the next thing. So go to silver, non-rare, then silver rare, and things like that. Didn't last very long, obviously.
A couple episodes.
It didn't blow up, but it was a fun
cool
time.
idea. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, maybe I'll show the members of my channel. Like, I'm glad I just privated all of my older content going back like 13 years, opposed to deleting it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I'm so jealous because I just deleted everything. I can't even go back and watch it.
So I mean, you briefly alluded to just there watching obviously KSI, but this is actually a question from Adam as well. What YouTubers did you watch growing up?
I was big into the Yogscast.
Oh yeah. Shadow of Israfel.
That's the one.
Yeah,
they're Minecraft.
Yeah.
I
mean, my pal telling me it was real. It was like a mod you could download.
I was convinced it was real, and then I found out it wasn't. I was heartbroken.
Yeah, I was the exact same.
So yeah, I watched a lot of them, and then a bit of Syndicate on his Minecraft as well, and then Nerd Cubed, who just sort of covered any game. I tended to watch him when I was younger.
Yeah, I feel like I know the name, but I can't picture what videos it would be.
He sort of did anything. He
just like sort of reviews or just like playing it?
I'd say closer to Let's Plays, but it was like a mini review Let's Play of like 20 minutes of playing this game sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like Nerd Plays Like a Dragon, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. He's still going, but he's one of the few YouTubers that doesn't have ad revenue on. Like, he has no adverts, and he solely relies on Patreon to keep him going.
I can imagine by doing that, you probably get quite a lot of people through Patreon, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got like, as a rough estimate, I think it's because it says, I think it's £10,000 a month on Patreon.
Right.
So like he's got a big following supporting him still.
Yeah. How many subs on YouTube? I'm not familiar with them.
2.4 million.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'd probably expect about that many people coming over.
Yeah.
Paid content, which is still fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And 10 racks a month.
He's been doing it for 13 years as well now, by the looks of it. So,
Really?
Yeah. He's an OG.
Yeah.
See, most of like fall off after a while. Like, it's weird to see somebody be like consistent for like that long, or else they like move on. Like they've got their money and they're just like.
I mean, he has sort of fallen off because he's not getting. He was getting like hundreds of thousands of views to 1 million views per video. Now he's getting sort of, like I'd say an average of 20k.
Mm-hmm.
So for that sub count, he has fallen off, but
yeah,
but he's still pumping out the content.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it just shows though that like people that are still going on YouTube, you can tell the people that were just doing it to probably get rich quick, and then do you know what I mean? And the people that generally just like, this is actually my hobby. I love doing it. I'm doing it for the love of the game, and if I can make some money, then come over to Patreon, for instance. I find a lot of the people that have into the millions of subscribers, it's quite common now. Like, a lot of those subs are just going to be dead, aren't they? Of like kids that watched them 5-10 years ago. Because I think of all of the people that I watched, and I'm like, oh, what are they doing now? So like I mentioned Joe Weller earlier. There was a couple of other like UK YouTubers. I think like out of all of them, like probably Joe Weller, Jack Mate is still going, but there was a couple of others that have either deleted their accounts or there's just accounts sitting there idle with like, I don't know, 50k 60k subs. And I think there's one guy, I think it's like Jake Mitchell or something, and he, don't know if he has 100k, but he's got blew up however many years ago in his like teenage years when everybody was teenagers, and then he's obviously started making content now in 2024 and whatnot, and it's like you just see the views in comparison to the sub count. You're like, oh, like under 1,000 in terms of someone with X amount of subs. It's not looking good, bruv.
Not looking good, bruv.
No.
Yeah. Do any of your like real life pals or like your family know about the YouTube, or is it like totally like separate life kind of thing? Keep it separate.
My dad's a big supporter.
Or is it your number one fan?
Yeah, he watches every video. Yeah, he'll probably watch this.
And
then
is he into gaming as well? Does he get platinum trophies?
Yeah, he gets the
awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. So we mentioned it earlier in reference to the PlayStation account, John Calum, and then also we just spoke about having the old FIFA videos. Our sources tell us that your YouTube channel has been going for about, I don't know, 15 years, but we can only see content from the past year. So what happened in those 14 years? BC,
a lot of FIFA
BC
content.
John Calum.
There's a dead few years of me uploading uni content, and so my last FIFA video was FIFA 16. So it was that period for 3 years where I was making terrible FIFA videos that about 12 people watched, but it was fun.
What was going on in the uni videos? That sounds quite interesting.
It was more just like because I studied film at uni, so it was more just sort of random film projects we did, basically.
Pretty cool. Would you ever, like, for the members of your channel, do you think you'd ever like unvault some of that content and sort of rewatch it potentially and react to it, or would you just like to keep that hidden? It's
terrible. I wouldn't mind rewatching it and criticizing it, but it's it's one of those things. It's not a bad idea though to as extra content for the members.
It's something that I do as well, because I think, how can I reward members? And I just think, oh, here's a video of a little squeaky teenager. This must be funny. Let's laugh at it. And
I don't know, playing PT.
Yeah, Silent Hill PT. Just so it's great fun, and I'm sure your viewers would probably love to see it. I know I'll definitely pay some good money for that.
And it's some easy content.
Yeah. When did you guys start Like your original channels or?
My first
platforms?
YouTube channel was towards the end of Modern Warfare 2. I was doing like videos and like camping spots and stuff like that. I think I tried like commentary videos as well, but for some reason like nobody cared about my thoughts on the socio-economic state of the world when I was 8 years old, so it didn't really pop off, Not even hit puberty and I'm like talking about news and stuff like that.
What was like the best or most successful video that you had in terms, like, I'm assuming it was a camping spot, but like what one? What camping spots did people like?
I don't think I've done many camping spots. I remember Carnival, the Modern Warfare 2 DLC map, if you remember that one.
I don't think I ever played the DLC.
That one done semi alright. Man, I'm trying to think what my most popular video would have been on my very first channel. There was a kid in our school called Mark, who was a big bully victim, but he was also very unlikable. And he jumped down a flight of stairs, and that was like my most viewed video at one point. Because everybody's cheering him on, jump, 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 jump. And he's like hyping himself up, and then just whoosh, jumps right down the stairs. And there's a wee mat at the bottom, he hits the mat and fucking cunts it. So I think that was my most popular back on the old channel.
Yeah,
that casual bullying.
Yeah, it's character building, isn't it? Especially in the UK. I feel like you need to go through some kind of bullying
in every
school. Bring back bullying. Too many people don't get bullied.
Exactly, mate.
Even though bullying is bad, I'd definitely speak to a teacher or
like bullying.
Somebody.
Playful bullying.
Yeah, playful. It's just banter, right? I've just gone into my YouTube. My first video was uploaded on the 3rd of February 2013. So I think I must have used birthday money to get a capture card, and I think that's when I decided I wanted to do YouTube. And I was on the era of Black Ops 2 and FIFA 13, so they're all of my videos. I think I've got, in total, I've got 251 videos. Probably maybe about 10 to 15 of those are what people see the channel as now. So obviously there was a ton of content when I was younger. But yeah, I mainly did like Call of Duty commentaries. Like I'd record my gameplay and just talk over it and stuff, because I was like setting up equipment back then just wasn't very good for live comms. It was quite difficult, I found, and it was always out of sync. But yeah,
it was a lot harder than it is now, I'd say.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know.
I was gonna say, did you ever do any like fake live comms?
No, I was about to say Ali A. Now that I look back at his stuff, I can tell that was all
so obvious.
Yeah, so obvious. But as a kid, you don't realise, do you? So
no, you just assume that. Nobody lies on the internet when you're a kid,
Yeah. But yeah, I remember like I would play FIFA or even the PT, and it's like I'd have to set up the webcam and it would be like out of sync, and I'd have to like match it up to the Elgato footage, and it's like you'll see the jump scare and then like a second later I'll react to it. But yeah, it's been a long journey. Been in it for the long haul. It's nice to be back making good content, at least.
So back to platinum trophies. What is one platinum that you've got that you would never do again?
Easy. Sonic Superstars. Never again.
Sonic Superstars? Did I have that on the Xbox? Is that, I think, what that is?
So I did a video on it. It's just full of hate.
I'll need to watch. I'll add it to my watch later. Is it a difficult platinum? Like what about it is just horrible?
It's a little tricky. Like a lot of Sonic fans will say, "Oh, it's easy." It's a little tricky. Generally, it's not considered a good Sonic game, which I didn't know until I played it. But I fucking hated it. I hated every second of it. So yeah, it'd be that. You have to go into each level, defeat a golden enemy, which is like in a random spot throughout the game, and then complete the level without dying. So for the first year, it's not too bad, but for like the last boss level, it's a nightmare. Yeah. Like it's just hell. So
I just found the video. I hated the Sonic Superstars Platinum Trophy.
Yeah. That video actually killed my channel for like 2 months because I was stuck on that game. I didn't upload anything else. I'll have a look at the difficulty now. I can't see it being that high, unless you don't like Sonic games like me.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you go into something and you're like, oh, I bet if you love this, it'll be very easy. But somebody that may not like it. It's a
6 out of 10. It's a 6 out of 10. So it's respectable. Yeah.
Yeah, fairly difficult. I'd say it could be bumped up a bit for personal opinion as well, right?
Yeah.
Or do you think that's fair?
I think a 6 if you've played Sonic games somewhat before. Yeah, that's probably fair.
Right.
If you haven't, then you're gonna have a whale of a time.
And then, what's one platinum that you would love to have in your collection? You could be working on it right now, but maybe something that you're not working on, for instance, that may be too hard or could even be unobtainable.
I mean, we sort of touched on it earlier, but probably Super Meat Boy, I'd say. That's like the next big 10 out of 10.
Big one.
Yeah, probably that.
Are you saving that for a video or a landmark platinum number, like platinum 300 or something?
I'm not sure.
You're not
so,
sure?
I'm approaching 10k, and for 10k, I want to do a big video. So that's one I'm thinking of, but I'm not actually sure still. So, yeah.
So, I'm gonna say you might need to hurry up with Super Meat Boy because you are fastly approaching 10k, mate. You're gonna be there very soon.
It'll be the sort of thing is like, I've hit 10k, right? I'll start Super Meat Boy, and by the time the video actually comes out, it'll be like 20.
You hit
20.
See, especially like how much you upload. How do you manage like YouTube and then personal life and work life as well? How do you manage all that but upload so consistently?
Well, I finished uni, so I started YouTube during uni and I finished it. And I had a full-time job for a bit, but that sucked. That was video editing for some absolute arse of hole called someone. Anyway, so yeah,
if you want to, let it out here, it's a safe space. You can name drop.
He's probably not going to watch this. Rob Moore of Disruptors. he's an Andrew Tate wannabe. Would not recommend. Yeah. So I was editing for him, and I quit that. So YouTube's basically full time at the moment, more or less.
Oh, nice.
Hence the consistency. So, it's not a full time income, but I'm giving it a good go for a while. So,
I give yourself a wee period to at least get a shot, and if you can make it, you can make it.
Yeah,
I like
it.
What about personal life though? You still having fun? Or
Still
are you kind of just locked in on you, still getting steaming? Good to hear.
Yeah, still drinking. Yeah. You catch me down the pub every now and then.
Yeah. Have you ever been caught by a fan in real life yet? Has that happened to you?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I reckon now that it's been mentioned, you're going to go to the pub next week and then somebody's going to be like, wait a minute, I've seen your video.
I saw you
mouthing
my
favourite Sonic game.
Yeah.
But just touching on obviously doing that editing work and stuff, obviously outside of the awful experience that may have been with that person, that surely must have provided like a lot of good insights to YouTube, right? Has it been like beneficial in your own personal journey as well?
Yeah, I'd say my video significantly improved around when I was working there because whilst I was working there, I uploaded the Deadpool video, and that obviously, that started to do really well, and then it got taken down by YouTube. But that was like the first video that started hitting. So I think my editing improved then when I sort of got into the industry a bit more and learned a few more tricks. So yeah.
What would you say is like? It's very cliche and generic here, mate. But what's one tip? If somebody's watching or listening to this podcast and they're thinking about giving YouTube a shot, what would you say?
Just do it. Again, it's a cheesy answer, but just do it. My first videos sucked. Everyone's first videos sucked. Yeah, it's very rare you upload a first video and it's like 10 million views. Everyone loves you, so just start. And even if your first 20 are crap, at least you're trying. At least you're getting there. You pick up so many tricks like doing it. So
yeah, that's the good thing about YouTube as well, because it almost acts as like the timeline of your journey. Because I like going back to my first video and being not the first video that's delisted, but like the first one on the actual channel, and thinking, oh, that's bad. The thumbnail's bad. I've since changed the thumbnail, but do you know what I mean? It's like that's bad. I
could have done so
and even
much,
now, like even now, I'm like, I could still be better. Yes, I completely agree there, mate. Just start. Good advice.
Just do it. Just start doing it, because it's your equipment gets better as you get better, and everyone starts somewhere. So
I think that's the thing as well. You don't need like the fancy mic and like the whatever the newest capture card is. Like, especially when you're starting out, it's just whatever you've got. That'll do kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of people that edit from their phone and record from their phone. And I think the video that you've put out, I would have never have known that it was done on your phone or iPad. That it's, that there's a way. Do you know what I mean? Like, as long as you've got a phone in your pocket, you can literally do anything in this world. It's just whether you want to.
I don't know if you notice about Satire, how he started. Obviously, he's massive now, but he...
we don't.
He was recording off the PlayStation and then editing on there and sending it to his PC. So, like, he didn't have a capture card for his, like, first 10 videos, I'd say. Maybe less, maybe more, but yeah.
Is this back like, at the start of the PS4?
I think it was on PS5 he started, because he only started like a year or two ago. Maybe 2 years
on
ago.
The PS4, if I remember at the start, you couldn't, let's say, video clips onto a USB. You had to upload it to Facebook and then get like a download link and download the Facebook video. That was the only way you could get videos off your PlayStation. Yeah,
it was slightly easier than that, but
it wasn't as difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's just making it work, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I probably use that method because it's so easy having the trophy pop at least. Do you know what I mean? The auto capture is super helpful. I mean, I find myself using it even now, to be honest. I just do a massive haul of plugging in a USB stick and slowly transferring it over to my computer just as B-roll.
It saved me so many times when I've forgotten to clip a trophy with my recording software, and then I just go on the PlayStation and get it.
Yeah. Because I've switched over all of my equipment to the PlayStation 3, and obviously streaming, it's easy to see when I've popped the trophy because obviously it's there. But if I'm just zoning out, mindlessly grinding by myself, I'll still have OBS up. And for some reason on the Dragon Ball Z games, they don't do the clink. So I've missed a couple of trophies, and I'm just thinking, what I'll do is just have that auto capture. It definitely saved me. But what's a few achievements missing from a platinum video? Nobody will care, right?
Just skip over it.
Yeah, just add a counter and forget about it.
So, you've played Call of Duty, right? Haven't you, John?
Yes.
I'm going to say you're well versed in that alongside Battlefield. It's a bit of a split question here. We wanted to know one or the other, or both. But what's your highest KD that you've ever had in a Call of Duty game? Or
I can't know.
Highest round on zombies.
What?
You got a ballpark?
I'd say
you positive KD?
Yeah, I've had positive. I'd say it's about 3 to 4 on Black Ops 2 because that's when I played the most. So it was around that ballpark. I'd say low end 3, being like conservative. Yeah. Zombies, I don't know. Highest round. Just play it for fun.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I
don't really want to say now.
I know. I was feeling pretty good about myself till you reviewed yours. I think Modern Warfare 3, I had like a 2.5 KD at one point. That was probably like the highest it's been. Especially, let's say Black Ops 1, I get into like sniping. So, mate, I've got like a 0.1 KD or something on Black Ops. it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, funnily enough, actually, I think Black Ops 6 might be my highest KD. I'm sick. I think it fluctuates because obviously it breaks down the KDs per prestige now, but it's definitely over 2. But I've been hitting consistently the past couple like 2.5, 2.6 in the little snapshots. But I mean before that it was always sort of like between 160 to 180, dependent of how good I was at the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I was a lot younger, it wasn't probably very good. Yeah. I know on Modern Warfare 2, I had minus stats because somebody...
you get reset?
Yeah, somebody glitched my... obviously Modern Warfare 2 hackers, it was just, you've now got minus 2 million everything. And I was like, sick. So, yeah. An absolute Call of Duty demon.
Yeah, we didn't know.
As well.
God damn.
Besides platinum hunting, he loves himself with Call of Duty. What about Warzone? Did you play that?
Never really got into it. Yeah, never really got into it. Yeah. I know everyone
say used to
with lockdown and stuff, but
yeah, Verdansk. Simpler time.
All right. So, final question. All right. Now, I want you to picture this. Okay. You get a phone call. It's KSI. He's saying, "Listen, mate. We got a boxing event on. You can pick your opponent. Who are you taking on?"
Okay. And it would be Satire
Satire.
Not because I want to punch him necessarily, although it'd be quite funny, but mainly because he's got two options here. Well, technically 3 if he declines it, but let's say he accepts it. Either he fights with a bag on his head, or he does a face reveal.
His face.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be hilarious. So
just to see what he looks like.
Yeah, either he's doing a face reveal or he's fighting with a bag on his head, which would arguably be even funnier. So
that could be like a big mistake, though. But if he's like some 6'4" jacked guy,
I'll take that chance.
Who's that DJ that wears is it Mushroom Geese or whatever he's called, Marshmallow? Who wears like that white Lego? Yeah. I could just imagine that in the boxing ring.
He just hit him and it spins all the way around, comes back.
Yeah, it's an unfair advantage though, isn't it? He's got extra
he's got some protection. Yeah.
No, that's quite a good one, to be fair. I'd love to have him on the podcast, but it's also it'd probably be a just like his little logo, wouldn't it? I don't know if he's ever got plans to do a face reveal, but
no, not that. Yeah. I'm sure he could do a little VTuber icon for you.
Yeah, that'd be cute. I know Chris loves VTubers.
Yeah, it'd get kicked off the call straight away. Don't care how many subs he's got, just leave.
Chris, have you got a...
Yeah, what's yours? Who are you fighting in the ring, out of YouTubers?
Mate, I would have just made easy money Ricky Berwick, wee disabled guy that walks on his hands. Just beat the shit out of him. Easy paycheck. Mate,
I actually don't think you would be able to win that fight, Chris.
You don't think?
Well,
yeah, I'll gladly punch down.
No,
women, I'll fight them all. Just easy money.
But when Buddy stands up, he's going to be coming up to like your kneecap, and you're never ever going to be able to like land a punch that's like, if you're hitting the back of his head, that's a foul, right? Like surely it would just be a draw.
I just reckon that's one good uppercut, and that's him.
What do you reckon? You crouch down and like?
You just like for your toes, mate. Just hit him. No, that's it. Game done.
I mean, I would pay to see that fight.
Technically, he doesn't get off the canvas, so as soon as the fight starts, he's lost, you know. Right, mate, stand up. Can he? That's that. Win by DQ.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like in those YouTuber fights as well, they do like disqualifications for like taking a knee or something, don't they? Like when you fall, your knees hit the ground. I think they like to get like 3 strikes or something as well.
You mean with standing? I don't think he can technically stand.
Yeah.
So, and if he can manage to stand up, we just push him over, and that's it. Easy paycheck.
Let's hope you don't get cancelled for that choice, Chris. Even though I would love to say that option myself. I'm going with Boogie 2988 as my option to get into the boxing ring. I feel like
he's got experience though.
Yeah, he's got experience.
Have you stepped in a ring? Yeah.
I've not stepped in a ring, but you know, I think it would draw the fans in. I think it'd be an easy dub. I feel like he would absorb a lot of the damage I do, but I feel like one good shot and he's done. And like, I think as well it'd be good to just almost like a bit of a therapy session, just to to let it all out. Yeah,
good fitness builder.
What if he's like Homer Simpson, mate, and he just takes it, and then you're just gassed at the end, and then you need to be remembered as that guy and get beat up off Boogie 2988.
Ah, mate, any story, any media is good, isn't it? Good or bad. I'd happily be the guy that lost. Yeah. Funny.
Say that to Philip Schofield, mate.
I was going to make a meme coin out of it, but you're talking about Philip Schofield.
What about platinum YouTubers? Is there any platinum YouTuber you got your eyes on?
Illusion. I don't really dislike it.
Is that yours, John? You're going for Illusion?
No, it's satire. I'm sticking to it.
I'm sticking to it. What happens if he can't step in the ring because he doesn't want to reveal his identity and he's had to call a last minute backup?
Well, I know it wouldn't be Studdy because he can actually box. So, but, yeah, I'm not sure.
Is there any female trophy hunters that upload?
There's a couple.
Ludi XP. That'll do.
How well would that go down?
Mate,
I was going to say
part of the shit at me as well.
I would I'd like to step in the ring with Chris, to be honest. I think not out of hate, but it would definitely help the podcast, wouldn't it? Just
We started like a beef and just
we started like a fake beef, you know, like we're quitting and then we're coming back for that. It just ropes people in. Exactly.
Winner gets ownership of the podcast, something like that.
Like you're not a real YouTuber until you've uploaded a "I'm sorry" video. I'm quitting, you know, and then come back the next week. So I feel like we could definitely, you know, pivot into that. I feel like it'd be a good laugh, wouldn't it?
I feel like I'd have a sore face afterwards, but let's do it, mate.
I don't actually think I'll be able to land a punch. I reckon I'll just run around the ring. No punches thrown, just like bouncing off of the ropes.
Following you.
Yeah.
But that was 21 questions with John Calum. Thank you for answering our questions.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the questions. Thank you.
We get in now, so I mention before we start to wrap it up.
I don't think so. I think we've wrapped up quite a lot. I think it's been a really good podcast. I think John's been a fantastic guest, and definitely love to have you on again in the future. Very good vibes. Yeah, appreciate the time as well.
You've got a tattoo. What's that?
Yep, is my granny's saying. There's never fear. You can't see it properly on the camera.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
Have you got any other tattoos, or is it just the one?
That's the one. Yeah.
How did you find that one for like pain? Was it alright or?
Yeah, wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Long time ago now, 7 years ago. So.
Oh wow, Chris, do you have any tattoos?
No, I've not got any tattoos.
Are you ever tempted to get tattoos?
Sometimes, but I don't know. I don't know what I would get. That's the thing.
Trophy Hoarders logo, maybe.
That's that. Mate, just like, did somebody not get a platinum trophy tattoo?
Illusion.
Was it him?
Yeah, I think he said. I don't know if he got it, but that was his challenge. If he doesn't platinum X by X subscribers, he has to get a platinum tattooed. So I think he did it.
Or he just took a picture of someone else doing it.
Yeah,
you just paid somebody else.
Here, get this tattoo, please.
But we'll wrap it up there. John, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
I'd love to be on again, happily. It's a pleasure.
Amazing stuff. Of course, everybody, John's links to his YouTube, Twitter, things like that, we'll get them all posted in the description. Please go over and drop a subscription if you've not already. I'm sure that probably most people would have, or I'd like to think, a sub to John because it's some really good content. And he's got a nice little challenge video coming out very soon. So go show some support on that. But thank you very much, John. Thank you, Chris.
We're looking forward to that new video, John. And that is us. We'll see you on Motherfuckers in the next one. Much love.
Peace.